At night, in a dark alley, under a blood-red moon, a girl is being held down on the ground by a criminal who is forcing her into actions against her will, while she struggles and makes painful noises. Another man lays there, but completely out of his senses, as his lifeless eyes look straight ahead. The criminal plays with the victim girl's clothes with an evil smile on his face, when a man from the way behind them comes out with a baseball bat in his hand, closing the distance with a quick walk. He calls out to the criminal with a smile on his face, and as the shocked criminal looks back at him, all he sees is the powerful swing of baseball bat by the unknown man nearing his face as the scene cuts. The main character is a guy called Zhao Yu, who died in his old life by falling accidentally. He then somehow entered the body of a detective in Key City's major crime department, although he was the boss of the criminal world before. As he irritatingly lights up and smokes his cigarette, he thinks about a way to keep his job at the police station after getting angry over other workers there to stay late, and wonders if he should go back to his old job. He chokes on his cigarette and blames the new body for not being able to smoke, but is suddenly shown a screen in front of him which starts up a system of some sort, which chooses his divinatory symbols after he had a happy encounter. He wonders if this is the legendary system he used to make fun of in the past, but if it has some use now, making him think about how he does not want to die alone. As he is thinking about it, his eyes meet a beautiful girl with blonde hair, sipping on her wine, and absolutely falls in love at first sight. Zhao Yu tries to approach her, but she names her price to get along before he can even say anything, which makes him angry as he has no money right now and sees another guy take her with him. After being annoyed at the rejection, he sees another guy looking at him in a creepy way. So Zhao Yu tells him off and comments on the guy's weakness in his head when that guy walks away covering himself in a hood. Seeing the guy, Zhao Yu remembers his meeting at the police department where they warned him about such cases of men taking advantage of helpless women, that too in areas such as bars. However, one of the criminals got scratched by his latest victim, and so his blood can help them catch him, which clicks in Zhao Yu's mind that the guy earlier also had a mark on his face. He connects the dot, but is a little hesitant to make a move as he is stuck in a moral debate. Still, he gets out in the alley to follow the criminal when he sees the man who took that girl with him fallen to the ground in an unnatural position and also unable to move, which makes him realize that this is the same as the criminal cases he has been following, and runs to find the criminal while grabbing a bat from the alley. He runs around and quickly finds the criminal who was just about to commit the crime, but is hit in the face by the baseball bat Zhao Yu swung and gets knocked out senseless on the ground. After this event, the blood sample that they had of the criminal matched with this one, solving the case entirely, but people could not believe that it was so easily solved by Zhao Yu, who just was not effective like this before. Confused, they try to find and ask Zhao Yu about it, but he is out and about with a cash reward which he did not expect, but decides to continue this detective job anyways. He gets another screen pop up in front of him about the completion of this case, and a new power to secretly listen to someone for 48 hours without getting caught, which makes him think if this happy encounter system got him to solve the case on its own. Though the completion rate of this mission turns out to be 75%, which makes him question his approach to this case, and would it have been lower if he did not directly go to the alley by following the criminal. Regardless, he figures the mission would not have been completed without him, so the happy encounter system needs Zhao Yu. As he lays down on his bed, he happily thinks about solving more cases like this in the future, and getting rewarded for them with much more than money. However, his mood is ruined as he finds himself at a KFC at 5 a.m. in the morning, munching irritatingly on a Zinger burger because his roommates snore loudly. He complains about how noisy and smelly his two roommates are, and again is annoyed at his new body for living in such a bad place, to the point Zhao Yu considers renting a new place. He lights up another cigarette to smoke, but chokes on it again, but he does not get time to be angry at it, since he receives another screen from the happy encounter system that starts choosing his divinatory symbols. He reads out his symbols as dewy sun, dewy water, sun, wind, meaning he will have an easy time and a good chance of success in this case. He realizes that the happy encounter system works according to the symbols of Bagua, a Taoist, which is a practice of achieving balance in one way inside your body, and so water and wind are part of its elements. He is glad to receive smooth sailing as a divination since he thinks the case will run without any problems when a girl comes near him. The girl has injuries all over her body, blood on her face, and is not even able to walk properly, let alone barely being able to speak words. As she gets closer, she asks Zhao Yu to save her, before falling to the ground senselessly and passes out. Everyone else is shocked to see her act like this, but Zhao Yu notices that she has basically gone lifeless, with one of her hands covered in bloody bandages. On the 22nd of April, a woman fell senseless in front of a TFC where Zhao Yu was, who helped her by stopping her blood flow and called an ambulance to bring her to the hospital, where it was confirmed that she is not in a deadly situation, but is part of a case where people's arms have been cut off. Zhao Yu also contacted the police, who still does not have any solid proof of anything as they are still trying to figure this case out. Meanwhile, with the victim girl in her hospital room, he is disappointed with the 3D movie made to summarize his heroic actions saving the girl, and turns around to ask the victim girl about her thoughts on this. The girl gets angry and shouts at Zhao Yu for not even being able to find a single piece of information about this case, and only question her, which makes her doubt the police and if it actually is helpful. He gets irritated, so makes a sarcastic comment about her cut-off hand that it looks strong, which makes the victim girl even angrier, and she kicks him out of the room. One of the junior girls from his department follow him down the hall while holding report papers, telling him to not make the victim angrier, though he defends himself saying that he was just trying to get her happy that she still has a left hand, and this leaves the victim speechless. The victim girl's name is Luo Mina, and she got involved in this case when she was driving her car happily, when someone hiding in her car made her lose sense, and then cutting off her arm when the unknown criminal stopped the car at an alley at J Street. Then when the girl woke up again, she went out of her car to get help as soon as she saw her hand cut off, and ended up at the KFC where Zhao Yu is. The junior warns him that this is a case that has been going on for a year now, with 3 reports of it, and since Zhao Yu argued with leader Liu about handling this case, he should take it seriously or something bad might happen. Zhao Yu got the leader to agree to pay for the TV he broke if he solves the case first. However, team leader Q Ping is also on this case, and she might solve this before Zhao Yu, though he just tells her that there is nothing to worry about as anything can happen. He remembers how the happy encounter system appeared in front of him again earlier today, and because of it helping him, he was able to manage solving the previous criminal case and even rent his own place, and so thinks of himself an amazing detective as long as he got this system. He then asks his junior about the other 2 victims of this case, which she tells that one of them is Gao Tian, a 22-year-old girl, who came to their city for a concert, but got dragged underground and lost her right arm while she was passed out. Though the second victim, Yuan Lily, lost her hand at her home while she was sleeping, leaving her terrified. The most scary part was that the criminal had the key to her front door, and did not come in through secret ways, the junior says as she leans in towards Zhao Yu. She then continues to walk ahead, expressing how the criminal avoided security cameras in all 3 cases, so they have no idea what he looks like, almost like a ghost. She looks back confusingly at Zhao Yu, who silently states at her, and then tells her that she should give him some money if he loses. Outside the hospital, she sees a person dressed in an Arabic fashion, holding a camel and offering photos with it, which gets the junior excited as she asks Zhao Yu to take a picture with her with the camel, but suddenly see a thief running past them as people call out at him, so she asks Zhao Yu to quickly run after the thief. But he denies her, saying that their detective department is much bigger than some small problem like a thief, and they should just take the picture. However, he looks at the beautiful woman running behind the thief, only to recognize her from his past life as Yojia, who he had a deep relationship with, which makes him wonder if he is not the only one that got into this new world when they died, leaving him shocked. He quickly takes off by leaving the report papers in his junior's hands, gets on the camel that was nearby, and leaves to catch the thief by telling his junior that he wants to get rid of the evils, while she stays confused. Zhao Yu chases the thief throughout the marketplace, but not without causing a mess, as he is going with speed in a tight space, knocking over tomatoes and other vegetables, leaving the stall owners on their knees. However, the chase continues, and the thief brings out a throwable knife, but is caught by surprise when Zhao Yu manages to catch up to him really quickly on the camel. He calls out the thief for using a knife, but as the thief irritatingly asks Zhao Yu about who he is, he gets hit with a wooden board that comes down to his neck, making him fall to the ground with a big injury and tears in his eyes, still not sure who Zhao Yu is. As he strongly steps on the face of the thief to make him pass out, he tells him that he is a police officer. Although he caught the thief, he gets scolded by one of the officers at the police station for being so irresponsible as to cause damage to a public place and even stealing a camel, which has gotten them a lot of calls ever since about complaints. The other police officer stops the angry one and shows him a license that clearly says that Zhao H is actually a detective of a major crime department's branch, while Zhao Yu picks his nose to show he does not care. The girl whose purse got stolen then thanks Zhao Yu with a cheerful smile, though all he can think about is that even though this girl looks and has the same name as Yojia, she is not her. He also knows this for a fact, as this Yojia loses sense when she sees blood and then relives a terrible memory from his old life, making a regretful face. Though he gathers his thoughts and asks the girl for her number, as he does not want to miss this opportunity as well. Later, when he is sitting outside the hospital on a park bench, with his junior besides him, he gets another completion screen, though this time it is 72% and receives a new power called Hidden Tracker. But he is not too excited about that, as he is confused about how the Happy Encounter systems actually works, since it made him meet with Yojia instead of researching the entire case. He then decides to research the divinatory system and its symbols, otherwise he will just get something that is of no help in the case, making him crush the drinking can in his hand. He then decides to just continue on with the case on his own, and to find new information on it, even though the Happy Encounter system has already been completed. He tells his junior to come with him, and when she asks where, he makes a sarcastic comment about going to the bathroom. In the police station, Zhao Yu suggests to other team leader Q Ping that the criminal has been planning to attack Luo Mina for a while now, which is why there was no proof left behind. This angers Q Ping, as she thinks that Zhao Yu is calling them lazy, since she tells him that they are working on this case all the time. Even when they are not on site of the criminal activity, they check the security cameras. She even calls him out as the lazy one who can only talk bad about others. While she is going on a rant, Zhao Yu takes a look at the board behind her, seeing so many cases, while Q Ping wonders why she never saw such a person like Zhao Yu before, who just came in and took away one of her cases, even though the leader told her that she is an excellent detective, and if she would have managed to solve the criminal case that Zhao Yu solved, she would be promoted. While she is irritated by that thought, Zhao Yu figures out that he was always caught by the police because of this board they got, with his many pictures helping them track him. And as he is annoyed by the board, Q Ping asks him with a smug face about his deal with the team leader Liu, that he will solve this hand-cutting case himself. But now he has come to ask the Team B for help in this case. As he first thought that Q Ping is beautiful, he immediately changed his mind as she comes across as annoying due to thinking she is better than Zhao Yu if he has come to ask for help, while her team members also cheer her on. Zhao Yu then slams his hand against the locker, with Q Ping in between him and it, and leans closer to tell her that she has got it all wrong, that he is only here to get some more information about the hand-cutting case rather than ask for help in it, and if she is afraid that he will solve it faster than her, then she should just drop the case altogether. He then adds his own sarcastic comments about how Team B put effort in this case but were still unable to catch the criminal behind it, and so he got restless on their behalf, which makes the members of Team B angrier at him. He then hears Q Ping's thoughts by using the wiretapping he received from the Happy Encounter system, and placed it on top of the whiteboard, which gets him the information through Q Ping that she thinks he must be very smart, or just familiar with the J Street to be able to avoid security cameras this easily. Though no one else can actually see the item he placed anyways. He then violently grabs a bunch of report papers and slams them on the whiteboard, and as soon as he hears from Q Ping that the victim girl Luo Mina was injected with 2 very dangerous medicines that leave a person unable to move, with one of them being so strong that it is used on very large animals, his face turns into a state of shock and anger mixed. As he is processing this information, Q Ping tells him that all of the victims of this case had their right hands cut off with a very sharpened axe that was able to slice off their hands in just one slice. As the first victim was dragged in an underground pathway, the police figures that the criminal is a very strong person. But then they also cannot disregard the fact that it might be a woman, as the criminal did not manage to cut through the strongest part of the bone in the hands they cut off, as told by the medical experts. People in the lab found glue around Luo Mina's car, and so Zhao Yu thinks about how did the criminal avoid being caught in many cameras and traffic detectors when the car was always visible in them, and then Q Ping tells him that the criminal had some sort of thin sheet on him as well. As he visualizes about what could the hood that the criminal uses be hiding, he sees a woman with white hair, which shocks him as he cannot believe it. Furthermore, he is unable to connect the dots between the 3 hand-cutting cases so far as none of the 3 victims were connected, which only opens a possibility that the criminal cannot think straight and might just be a lunatic who acts at random. As he concludes his visualization and snaps back to reality, Zhao Yu declares that the criminal's intention behind this case is revenge, which makes everyone question how he knows that, but all he says to them with a smile is that he guessed it. Meanwhile, in a secret room, a white-haired girl in black dress sits atop a table, crossing the name of Luo Mina with a red marker, and even storing the hands of the victims she cut off in separate jars filled with water. Late at night, when all of the other team members sleep from being tired of working all day, Zhao Yu stands in front of the whiteboard, smoking his cigarette, and tries to understand the approach of the criminal in this case. He figures that the criminal collects these hands as a trophy for some reason, and stores them in a secret place that only she knows of, but as she looks at the latest hand she brings, her desire for revenge goes down a little, although it is still a mystery as to why she goes for right hands only. He then asks the happy encounter system to give him an example because he has just figured something out by looking at his own hand and starts working on the visual screen in front of him. Later, outside, he is on phone with a girl whom he called to the police station and finds her on the ground beside a block, looking for a kitty, though she does not realize that Zhao Yu is standing right behind her as she is on the phone with him. But when he tells her that he can see her, she gets up giving a proud smile to seeing him. They go ahead to buy some drinks for refreshments, and so Zhao Yu asks her about what is wrong that she had to come find him even though it is not even 7 a.m. So she replies to him asking if they are partners now, with her hopeful eyes grabbing his shirt. He then has a flashback of the past where he caught her sending fake things to people and getting money for it, for which she apologized and begged him to not tell her father. But Zhao Yu instead told her to give him 50% of whatever she earns in exchange for her secret. However, he later used the money she got from her to rent her father's place, as if returning the money to him, which annoyed the girl, but Zhao Yu just brushes it off as not something that bad. However, he now regrets it as he was only able to do that because of the smooth-sailing divination he received that led him to rent that place, and now in present, just ignores her question of them being partners and asks her what is really wrong. The girl makes a very unusual request of asking him to go to the parents and teachers meeting with her, which makes him spit his entire drink from his mouth. He wipes it off and tells her to stop joking about this stuff, but she literally jumps on his back and tells him that she has already tracked down the message that was going to be sent to her father and directed it to Zhao Yu's phone. He reminds her that if her dad finds out, he will be kicked out of that place and will have nowhere to live, but she starts an act instead, calling Zhao Yu her dad and offering her room as a place to stay if he does not have a place to live for himself. She begs him, thinking her charm would work here, but he rejects her with a serious face that even being called father will not make him go to that meeting. However, he still ends up going with her to what turns out to be an auditorium where beautiful pianist ladies are playing the piano, all because the girl blackmailed him by saying that if her actual father went to the parents and teachers meeting, he would find out that she skips classes and sells fake things, which will also be a loss for Zhao Yu as he will not earn money, and even his job as a police officer will be in danger, since he was supporting such a scam. As he watches the performance being bored, he notices the lady's hands and wonders what kind of tool could be used to cut off these nice hands. But something suddenly comes to his mind that the second victim of the hand-cutting case, Yuan Lily, was also a music teacher in a university, and that her piano playing skills were really good. After this, he realizes that the first victim was also attending a concert before she was dragged and got her hand cut off. As soon as he starts connecting the dots, he phones his junior at the police department and asks her to research on pianos, which surprises her. He thinks that if the first two victims had something to do with music, could it mean that the third victim, Luo Mina, also be in the same boat, which is when his phone rings loudly during the performance in the auditorium, irritating the other people, and call him an uneducated father. However, he does not care, and he moves up the stairs as he talks on the phone, and shouts an offensive word when his junior on the phone tells him that the victim Gao Tian was also attending a piano concert tour, and asks him that how he could possibly know that. While the audience in the auditorium express their anger at Zhao Yu being disrespectful, one of them informs them that he came in here with Jiang Xiaoqing, one of the top 3 students in the school, which changes their opinion about him raising a child very badly, to how amazing he is to be able to raise such a genius child at such a young age, and how handsome he is. Enjoying all of this, Zhao Yu continues his chat with his junior on the phone, and asks her about if Luo Mina is also related to piano somehow, which the junior reveals that all 3 of the victims are quite amazing pianists, but they all took their piano exams at a different time. He then tells her to check all of their piano learning history and information on their classmates, since if the criminal is from the same class as them and must also play the piano, so she must be aware of who the 3 victims are from before and plan her revenge accordingly. However, when Lumina was asked about if she remembers the other 2 victims, she denied it, which confuses Zhao Yu that how could they have all been a victim to the same criminal if they never knew each other. He looks back at the piano on the stage, remembers what a participant said about a competition, and figures out that it must have been through a competition. He completely solves the mystery by figuring out that the criminal was also an expert in playing the piano, but she lost to the other victims she cut the hands of, and so is now taking her revenge against everyone that won over her. The principal tries to announce something about the parents and teachers meeting, but is again interrupted by the loud ring of Zhao Yu's phone, which makes him angry. But on the other hand, Zhao Yu gets to know from his junior that all 3 of the victims took part in the 10th competition of piano in high school and managed to reach the finals. He excitedly asks his junior about the location of where this competition took place, which she tells him that it happened 18 years ago, so she needs a little more time to find out about all the participants of the competition. However, the competition took place in their city's middle school's music auditorium. He gets shocked to hear that the competition was held where he currently is when the principal comes running towards him in anger, but is put in a headlock by Zhao Yu, who asks the principal about the list of people that took part in the 10th piano competition, as he is so close to finding out the name of the criminal involved. At the Key City's second middle school file room, the workers are stressed looking through so many files to find about a competition that happened 18 years ago, and beg Zhao Yu to stop forcing them to look through the many records, as the one he wants must be lost by now, since the old records get thrown away as they have no use. However, Zhao Yu, who is sitting on a desk in relaxed position, tells them to continue searching as he is not currently busy. Plus, he will even help them. While the workers cry due to them working for so many hours, Zhao Yu's loud phone rings again, and his junior excitedly screams from the other end that she has found the list of names of that competition. He smiles after knowing the fact and closes his flip phone. Zhao Yu, along with his junior, visit the participant that placed 10th in the piano competition 18 years ago, who is now pregnant, and asks her about how the competition was. She tells them that it was very big, with even the provincial leaders taking part as audience, and great teachers from high-level universities are the judges. After the top 3 pianists were chosen by the high-level schools, the others from 4th to 6th position were chosen by schools on a lower level, and those even below that position, like her, were only treated as participants. Zhao Yu and his junior then exchange gratings with her and then move on. Seeing the 10th place participant of the competition, Zhao Yu thinks if the losers of this competition are forced to live a life they do not want, while his junior shows frustration about getting another participant on the list wrong, as the one they just met was supposed to be the closest to the criminal. Though because she is pregnant, there is no way she is able to go around and cut off people's hands. As Zhao Yu stares at her again, she looks back and complains that if they do not find a criminal from this list of people, they will have to look at them again, which Zhao Yu responds to saying that he will be leaving this annoying task to her, which she whines about, saying that all he wants to do is see her fail. He then gets in real close to his junior and grabs her, asking her if he should just go and catch the criminal himself, which makes her realize that Zhao Yu has changed from before, so he straight up tells her that he is a gangster who came from another world, and is now stuck in this body as a police officer. She quickly shuts him off, saying that she only meant that his eyes look very baggy, and so he should sleep since he has barely gotten any, whilst pressing his cheeks in. She thinks that he will be able to perform better in this case if he takes some rest and refreshes his mind, saying that he is going in the right direction to catch the criminal in the hand-cutting case by checking the competition participants. After this conversation, he is left speechless, but suddenly receives a completion screen with a high percentage, that is 88%. Confused, he instead, looking at the all-purpose key he just got that is able to unlock 6-digit passwords in single locks. He wonders if going to talk to the participants and the middle school auditorium part of the Happy Encounter system to get a lead on this case, and decides to check it properly later. He then part ways with his junior, telling her that she should rest too, and to meet up at the police station tomorrow, which she agrees to and leaves. Though before he calls it a day, he figures out that if the criminal follows the same pattern as the crime she committed last year, then she will wait 3 days before cutting off a hand again. Then the 4th crime will be committed tomorrow, and he needs to catch her before she can do it. The next day, Zhao Yu wakes up to loud slamming on his door, and a screaming voice who calls out to him saying that they heard his coughing in the middle of the night. He wonders if this is Jang Xiaoqing, because he ran away from the parents and teachers meeting, because he went to look for the files with the participants' names from 18 years ago, and now she is here to scold him about it. He quickly decides to hide under his bed as he is scared to deal with her, but Jang Xiaoqing opens the door lock herself as she knows how to crack open such things and enters the room in a grand way, with light shining behind her in a dark room. Zhao Yu managed to hide just in time as she slowly takes steps towards his bed, and as she reaches it, she quickly drops down and removes the cover, but is not able to find Zhao Yu there, which makes her sad. She wonders where he went as she checks the balcony, only to find it empty, and then slams the balcony door loudly, in anger screaming curses at him. Turns out Zhao Yu was hiding in the balcony below as he forgot that Jang Xiaoqing is the landlord's daughter and has keys to every room. But when he jumps back to his own balcony and tries to get in, he finds the door locked, which makes him frustrated at Jang Xiaoqing, wondering why she locked the door. He thinks about going out to the hallway through the room next door, but remembers how the landlord told him that he lives next to 4 beautiful ladies, with one of them coming back home late as she works at late night. He decides to jump in her balcony, saying that he is used to this routine of hers, and enters her room, thinking that no one will be at home since it is only 6 a.m. right now. However, as he turns towards the door in that room, he is met by the beautiful woman with blonde hair living there, and gets worried as he is now in trouble. Zhao Yu quickly grabs the girl before she screams and covers her mouth, and worries that he will not be able to prove that he did nothing wrong here, when the girl unexpectedly asks him if he is the same officer who protected her in the first criminal case where the criminal was going to forcefully take advantage of her in the dark alley, and asks if he remembers her. Zhao Yu immediately recognizes her and tells her the truth that he lives in the next room as her and was locked out of it, so he had to jump in her balcony to get to his front door, though he thought that she would not be home so he will not have any trouble. He says that he had no idea she would be home, but she puts a cigarette in her mouth and tells him the reason she is at home, which is that she is still afraid of that horrible thing happening to her. That is why she did not go for work, while in a defenseless pose. She gets closer to Zhao Yu and releases smoke from the cigarette on his face, saying that she was tired, but also confused about something. She leans even closer to his ear, asking him about how he knew of the criminal chasing her in the alley and making a move, and guesses if it was a policeman's way of detecting trouble. But Zhao Yu replies to her straight that he found her the most beautiful in that bar, and so the criminal must have thought the same. She laughs a little and pushes him down on her bed, and compliments his knowledge of romance as she gets on top of him, and informs him that her roommate only comes home after noon, so they have a rare chance to get involved in some intimate activities. They then get interrupted by the ringing of her phone, and Zhao Yu sees a photo of the girl playing a piano, so he asks her about it, which she replies to saying that she used to play it back in high school, and this gets Zhao Yu curious if she can play good, so she teases him saying that he probably did not expect her to. She tells him that her mom forced her to learn the piano when she was able to understand speech, and so now she is a high-level player who took part in the 10th competition of middle school's auditorium when she was in high school. This surprises Zhao Yu as he realizes that it was the same one as the criminal of hand cutting, so he asks her if she remembers Gao Tian, Yuan Lily, or Luo Mina, who were ranked 4th, 5th, and 6th accordingly. She tells him that she does not remember any of them as they were in the finals, whereas she did not even make it to the top 20s. She brings him closer to her to ask about why he brought up the case right now, which he answers with a question of his own about her knowing of the hand-cutting case. She jumps in shock and confirms if this is the one everyone on the internet is talking about, and so he adds that everyone who took part in that competition has been getting their hands cut off by the criminal. She hugs him while being scared, asking if she is in danger as well, so he tells her that only the top 10 are being targeted as of now, and so he needs every information she can tell him about anyone or anything involving that competition, which will help them on catching the true criminal. Listening to this, she tells him about one weird thing that happened during the time of the competition. The scene changes to Zhao Yu and his junior traveling in a car when he asks her about what she means by child prodigy, which she replies to saying that there was a child named Li Dan who was famous of being very skillful in the community before the competition. However, that child prodigy, Li Dan, never took part in the competition as she took her registration away one day before the finals, even though she was very high level at just the age of 12. She guesses if someone paid her to leave the competition and take her place to take part in it, and her worries are just added on to when Zhao Yu says that he did hear about Li Dan's family having troubles regarding money, and so they sold one of their oldest houses to get enough money for her to learn the piano. He pets his junior on the head, to which she makes a confused face, and he continues saying that Li Dan would not have thrown away that one lifetime chance away for money, regardless of how much she was offered, since getting into the top 3 will change their life for the better. The junior then stressfully asks about what they should do next, since they have no clue about Li Dan's family as well, almost as if they just vanished overnight. Focusing on the potential next victim of the hand-cutting case, he asks her if Li Xinhua is safe and is protected by someone, which she says is taken care of as there has been a team sent to her right at the moment Zhao Yu told her about it. But she wonders if the criminal will really make a move on her. He then tells her to go back to the station and contact the special agency that is an expert in finding missing people, so they might be able to get a hold of Li Dan's whereabouts. However, she asks him if he is talking about Zhang Jingfeng, and if he is, then it will cost him a lot of money. Zhao Yu asks her why is that, so she tells him that Zhang Jingfeng only works when he gets some sort of benefit out of it, and so the people at the station are tired of working with him, earning him the name Crafty Loach, meaning someone who has motives other than the mission he has been given. This excites Zhao Yu as he hits the pedal of the car with full force to speed up, and tells his junior that they are going to meet the Crafty Loach and catch him, which leaves her speechless. However, when they reach the place where Zhang Jingfeng is, he is greeted by a group of thug-looking men who already know of Zhao Yu and ask him what he is here for in a very clever way. This gets Zhao a little annoyed as he gives a terrifying smile. As Zhang Jingfeng jokingly asks Zhao Yu why he is here, Zhao's junior angrily tells him that he already knows why they are here, so he should stop pretending, as Zhao Yu already informed him to find information about a certain person, which Zhang Jingfeng delayed on purpose by making a bathroom excuse and asked to meet at the station. So Zhao Yu, irritated, asks for good news regardless of it being useful or not to the case. As Zhang Jingfeng continues to play snooker, he asks what even is the hurry to know, and his team members join in saying that it is not like someone from Zhao Yu's family is dying, and it is stupid to think about it anyways. This makes Zhao's junior angry, but Zhang Jingfeng calls Zhao Yu to join and play some games with him as they rarely get a chance, but Zhao Yu straight up asks about how much money are they betting on it. Zhang Jingfeng gets excited to know that Zhao Yu knows his way, and tells him that they should get 50 on one goal, as they all earn a lot. Zhao Yu then asks him about how many he can hit, to which Zhang Jingfeng says that he can hit as many as he wants, which gives Zhao Yu an opportunity, and he starts breaking the snooker sticks until he reaches 200, and is stopped by one of the thugs in Zhang Jingfeng's team, who gets angry and threatens Zhao Yu. However, the thug is knocked down by one punch of Zhao Yu, who says that the thug got a very bad breath. He then continues to violently beat him, as he jokes about how the thug's mom never taught him to brush his teeth. The thug stays down, holding himself as he withstands the pain, and tells his other thug teammates to beat Zhao Yu up, which they all agree to and gang up on him. He asks his junior to stand away from them, as he is now ready to move around like he used to, since it has been a while from the last time he had a fight, and gets excited as he cracks his knuckles. He very easily beats all 3 of them up, by taking them out one by one in one single punch, leaving them on the ground senseless, while Zhang Jingfeng gets his back to the wall as he is pushed back due to fearing Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu sees the scared Zhang Jingfeng and decides to spare him, although gets him in a headlock and drags him along with him to do his work of finding information, while Zhang Jingfeng agrees with whatever he says so that he does not get beat up like his teammates just now. After the investigation is completed, Zhao Yu and his junior reach a very hidden place in an alley, which is the place they were told to go by Zhang Jingfeng, who figured out that no one can change their medical records, even if they change their name or surname, so Li Dan can be found. He then tells them that 15 years ago, her father suffered from a heart attack and had to be moved to the hospital quite a lot of times, and then last year, even her mother joined him there due to tumor being grown in her. The junior realizes that they never left the city, but the address they reached may have been a false one. Zhao Yu again visualizes the criminal in the hand-cutting case by remembering that this address is only 100 meters ahead of where the 3rd victim got her hand cut off, and sees the criminal come from that exact place and into the address they received. So he knocks on the door, but it immediately opened, and then he is shocked to see the shadowy figure that from behind the door came out. Despite the fact that the shadowy figure is an elderly woman who appears pale and has a mess of hair, the junior leans in close to her and shows her police badge. The junior then inquires as to whether or not Lee Dan still resides in this location. The elderly woman extends a warm welcome to them in their home. However, in contrast to the junior, who is taking pleasure in the old woman's hospitality, Zhao Yu stands by the window and raises the question of whether or not her daughter played the piano in the past. In response, the elderly woman explains that the family has stopped using the word piano ever since the death of Lee Dan's father occurred. The younger person inquires as to whether or not something has occurred, and the elderly lady proceeds to recount the tale of how her Dan was of great assistance to them during the time that she was able to win significant prizes in piano competitions at the city, country, and even province levels. On the other hand, 10 years ago, when she qualified for the finals of the second middle school competition by achieving third place in the quarterfinals, she gained the self-assurance to choose a very challenging song to play on the piano. She believed that she was almost as good as the two finalists who were ahead of her. She somehow hurt her right hand and started bleeding from it at the very last moment, to the point where the entire floor was covered in her blood as she lay on the floor, unable to make sense of what was happening. Despite the fact that the people who sponsored her managed to get her to practice the song one day before the final, she was unable to perform it. Just prior to this event, she was completely engrossed in her playing, but then she let out a sudden scream, which ultimately led to this unanticipated occurrence. The physicians informed them that Lee Dan's middle finger had been severed by a very sharp object on her right hand. The tendon and the joint of the entire hand had been agitated as a result of the injury, and the only way to repair the finger is for the parents to locate the missing piece that can be reattached. If they are unable to do so, the finger will be irreparably damaged. Because this terrible occurrence was comparable to a death sentence for a child who had a deep passion for playing the piano, her father made a hasty return to the auditorium of the second middle school in an attempt to locate the piece of her finger that had been severed. However, as soon as he arrived at the auditorium, he discovered that the floor and the piano had been wiped clean of the blood, and even the piece of her finger that had been severed was nowhere to be found, leaving the father with no hope of finding it. Her mother goes on to say that because the sponsors did not want the competition and the participants to be disturbed, they did not allow this news to spread anywhere until the competition was over. However, by the time the competition was over, the authorities had no evidence that they could find to support their investigation. As her mother describes the sharp object that was placed in between the black piano keys by someone, which caused her middle finger to be severed so easily, she begins to cry. The most perplexing aspect of this tale was the fact that the blade was positioned in a spot where no one would normally put their hands on it. However, because the song that Lee Dan selected was of that nature, she was required to place her hand there and press on it vigorously in order to achieve the desired sound. Her mother believes that it was done by someone who was envious of Lee Dan's talent and was concerned that they would lose to her. As a result of that event, she has developed a phobia of pianos whenever she sees one, even after she went through treatment to get better a little bit after her hand recovered a little bit. Lee Dan was not only physically hurt by that event, but also mentally hurt, which led to her father's heart disease coming back due to stress, and after a couple of trips from the hospital and back, he passed away. She begins to cry a lot as she mentions that Lee Dan was not only physically hurt by that event, but also mentally hurt. Zhao Yu is unable to find the words to express how she feels as the junior tries to comfort her. When he looks at the locked room with a single lock hanging on it, he realizes that he is hesitant about it, but after listening to the entire story, he is convinced that Lee Dan is the real criminal in the hand-cutting case. However, because he has not gone to the evidence, he is unable to be certain of this. He inquires about the room, and the mother responds by stating that it is Lee Dan's room. However, she is currently in the village to perform in a theater, and she will not be returning for a limited amount of time. While Zhao Yu was listening to her theater job, she recalled that the thin sheet that the criminal had used in the victim's car was something that is utilized quite frequently in theaters. When he tells the mother that someone is attempting to hurt Lee Dan and that she is involved in a case, the junior is perplexed as to what he is trying to convey, but the mother is shocked because she did not understand what he could possibly mean. In order to find something that will assist him, he must go inside her room and make up an excuse, stating that it is possible that the same person who planted that blade in her piano back when her finger was cut is the same person who is responsible for the injury. It is difficult for her mother to let him enter her daughter's room because Lee Dan is a person who dislikes it when other people enter her space and becomes enraged as she discovers that he has entered. He reassures her that he is only doing this to ensure Lee Dan's safety. and that once he has finished investigating the room, he will make sure that it appears as though no one has entered it at all the while wearing a very sinister smile and claiming to be a professional. A skeleton greets them as soon as they open the door, which causes the junior to jump on Zhao Yu and grab onto him out of fear, while Zhao Yu takes pleasure in the sight of the skeleton waiting for them. He tells her that she is just mistaken and that there is nothing frightening there. As she hesitantly tries to look back, the mother turns on the lights of the room to reveal the skeleton once more. This causes the junior to become even more terrified, and she grabs onto Zhao Yu even more tightly. When Zhao Yu sees books on cutting and medicines in Li Dan's room, he asks the mother if her daughter was a student of medicine. She denies that her daughter was a student of medicine, but she does say that she did work as an assistant in an animal clinic on occasion. As he continues to listen to this, he is gaining more and more evidence that Li Dan is the person responsible for this crime. Even the medicine that was used on the 3 victims was the same medicine that was administered to large animals in order to render them unable to move. Li Dan is also familiar with such a medicine, as she forced Luo Mina to breathe it in, just as they do with animals. After that, he looks around the room and wonders why there isn't a table in it. This causes her mother to wonder what exactly these 2 officers are looking for, so the junior officer tries to reassure her by saying that they are just looking around. At that moment, Zhao Yu pushes up the mattress that is on Li Dan's bed and discovers something. He quickly puts the mattress back in place before both of the ladies can see what he discovered. He then cheerfully tells the mother that her daughter has some very important information that can assist them in this case. He then asks the mother to go out and wait in the living room while he and the junior take some pictures of the evidence that they discovered in the room. A final confirmation is given by the mother as to whether or not this will put her daughter in any kind of danger. However, he cheerfully reassures her that he will ask his teammates to protect her with everything they have. As soon as they have the mother out of the room and the door has been shut, the junior asks Zhao Yu why he lied to her in order to get her out of the room. At that moment, Zhao Yu picks up the mattress once more and reveals all of the items that Li Dan has gathered throughout the course of this criminal case that she has been a part of. The junior is taken aback when she discovers that the right hands of 3 victims have been severed, along with a rope and ladder, in addition to some boxes that most likely contain medicines and pictures that she used to plot her crime. Both of them are completely unable to articulate their feelings after discovering that all of the evidence is right in front of them, proving that Li Dan is the true perpetrator of the crime. He explains that it was peculiar for Li Dan to lock her room despite the fact that this was her room, and that Li Dan's injury, which consisted of her right hand being cut while she was practicing the piano, was also a clue. He also says that Li Dan's injury was a clue. When the junior observes how Zhao Yu is able to discover something so significant simply by looking around the room, which contained almost nothing that could be considered suspicious, he is both excited and impressed. And even now, her mother had an operation 2 months ago, which was right after the first 2 cases of the hand cutting were reported. They have all of this evidence right in front of their eyes, and it is still a mystery to them. After that, when her chemotherapy for the treatment of her tumor was finished, the 3rd instance of the hand cutting occurred, which makes it obvious, and even now, they have all of this evidence there. This suggests that the hand cutting was intentional. This provides an explanation of all of the specific ways in which the criminal committed this crime, which causes the junior to be perplexed, whereas Zhao Yu is certain of it. Zhao Yu watches as the junior looks at the numerous photographs that have been affixed to the mattress. The junior looks at him in awe as Zhao Yu watches him investigate the photographs. In order to plan out the hand cutting of the 3 victims that Li Dan will be performing, these photographs have been taken. The 24th was the day that Li Dan attended the same piano concert as Gao Tian, who was her first ever victim. Immediately following the conclusion of the concert, she pursued Gao Tian and knocked her unconscious before dragging her into the power room located in the basement. First to fall under her sway was Gao Tian. After that, she severed Gao Tian's right hand, and without getting in a hurry at that moment, she carefully placed her hand in a jar that contained a liquid that could safely store it, and then she left after concealing it. She did this without getting in a hurry. It had been 2 months since she had committed the crime when she went to get the hand and hid in the vent until the workplace had returned to its normal state of calm. Her next step was to go and get the hand. Following the fact that the workers were the only ones left, she emerged from the vent, grabbed the hand, and then escaped by disguising herself as one of the workers by dressing in the same manner as they did. Subsequently, she made her way to the rooftop of the residence of the second victim, Yuan Lily, where she remained until the evening of the 25th. She utilized the ladder that was situated on the building in order to accomplish the task of climbing onto the roof of Yuan Lily's residence. Furthermore, she had made a copy of the victim's house key by following the victim around wherever she went. She had done this by following the victim around. In Yuan Lily's home, Li Dan had already installed a wiretap, which enabled her to be aware of the times when Yuan Lily was by herself, even though she was not physically present. After that, she made use of the opportunity to enter the house by utilizing the phony key that she had fabricated. Following that, she severed Yuan Lily's hand, but she did not leave the house after leaving the house. Instead, she hid beneath the floor of the house for a period of 7 days. She had prepared herself for the situation by bringing food in a bucket that she could use as a seat. She hid beneath the floor of the house. Because she was shocked to learn the extent of Li Dan's hatred for the participants, she made a victim of the hand cutting, which infuriates Zhao Yu and makes his junior sad. Following the commission of the crime, she did not leave any traces behind. She is confused about the reason she did what she did because there was only one person who cut her hand, and she is not concerned about the other participants. This is the reason why she is perplexed. Zhao Yu then comes to the realization that there is a picture of a water gun up there with the others, which leaves him perplexed as to why it is there given that it does not correspond to the crime. He is also perplexed as to why it is there. It is a picture of an international businesswoman who traveled to Australia, which is shown to him by his junior when he finds out about another picture. She is known by the name of Xiao Jiang, and there is a great deal of information about her in addition to the evidence. On the other hand, Zhao Yu comes to the realization that she is the next victim, rather than the girl he had anticipated being the beneficiary of the situation. In spite of the fact that he saw a grave with a massive hole dug into it, he was taken aback to discover that she was the next victim. He finds out that she is about to arrive in the city at 3 o'clock, which is exactly 1 hour ago, after checking the landing of her flight. He discovers this information after checking the runway. In his haste to leave the building in search of Li Dan, he gives the order to his junior to take photographs of the evidence and report it back to the station, which she also does without delay. He then makes his way out of the building. After conducting an investigation into the name Xiao Jiang, she comes to the realization that she is the same Xiao Lulu who took part in the competition 3 years ago and came in 3rd place. However, there is no explanation for why she changed her name. She was chosen by an ethnic strings conservatory to study in another country, and she later became a successful businesswoman by selling musical instruments. On the other hand, she changed her name. He simply tells her that the grave that was dug in those pictures before was of Xiao Jiang's father, and that Li Dan did it just to make Xiao Jiang come to Australia by sending her papers about how her father's grave has been destroyed, luring her into the graveyard, and cutting off her right hand there to get her to come to Australia. Zhao Yu asks the junior if Xiao Jiang is still in Australia, but he simply tells her that the grave was dug in those pictures before. During the time that the junior is attempting to process all of this information, he quickly starts the car and presses the car pedal as hard as he can in order to speed up. This causes her to be speechless. At the same time, both of these activities are unfolding simultaneously. He shouts out that he has no time to waste because the plane has already landed while he is dragging in the distance. He is in a hurry to get to his destination. On the other hand, the junior raises the question of how he will even be able to locate her if he does not know where she is located. Xiao Jiang is currently at the cemetery, where she is standing in front of the grave while wearing very fashionable clothing. This is taking place while this is taking place. She is totally unaware of the fact that a thief is approaching her from behind with a shiny and sharp axe. She is completely blissfully unaware of the situation. As Li Bini, Zhao Yu's junior, is unable to locate Li Dan's phone or even determine where she is at the moment, she begins to experience a state of panic. Li Bini and Zhao Yu are both in the same situation. After that, he asks her to look for Xiao Jiang's location instead, but Li Bini asks for some time because she is unable to search for it in a short amount of time without being unable to find it. As Zhao Yu comes to a stop at a red light on the traffic signal, he pulls out his phone in order to gather information about the precise location where Li Dan will cut off Xiao Jiang's hand. It is at that precise moment that the thought occurs to him, what if she simply goes straight to the cemetery after she arrives in the city? Due to the fact that her father is laid to rest in the cemetery, and the fact that there are no surveillance cameras present in the cemetery, it would be an ideal location for her to commit the crime of severing the hand of another individual. The young girl confides in her grandfather that the individual who just passed through the intersection ran the red light, and his grandmother concurs with him that the individual in question is, in fact, a criminal who will be apprehended by the authorities. As he accelerates the vehicle, he leaves the people who are walking by feeling the wind. At this point in time, Zhao Yu makes his way to the cemetery, where Shou Jing is lying on the ground, unconscious. Zhao Yu steps in and stops Li Dan from carrying out another criminal act. Li Dan is about to swing her axe and cut off her hand, but Zhao Yu intervenes and stops her. The scream that he makes serves as a warning to Li Dan, and as soon as she sees him, she immediately starts running away from him. This results in a pursuit that begins in the cemetery and continues throughout the entire area. During this chase, Zhao Yu tells her to stop. When Zhao Yu has been running for a considerable amount of time, he eventually becomes exhausted and begins to breathe heavily. Following that, he flatters Li Dan by stating that she is capable of running at least at a fast pace, which causes her to come to a complete halt at the location where she is currently standing. Nevertheless, Li Dan pauses, and she continues firing without pausing for a moment. Immediately after Zhao Yu becomes aware of the weapon that has been used to shoot him, the gun fires a dart that strikes him in the shoulder. It turns out that the dart is the one that contains the medicine that causes the victim to fall to the ground without any conscious thought. In addition, Zhao Yu collapses to the ground as he becomes aware of the weapon that was used to shoot him. It is through his hazy vision that he is able to make out Li Dan running away, and he passes out when he realizes that the water gun was placed on the board for precisely this reason. When Zhao Yu hears the voices of Li Bingyi and Wang Fei, another individual from the police department, his eyes start to slowly open after a period of time has passed. Wang Fei is also a member of the authorities. Li Bingyi is reassured by Wang Fei that he has only been affected by a medicine that causes a person to fall asleep for a brief period of time, and that the effects of the medicine only last for a few minutes, which means that he will find himself awake again. He sees Wang Fei, a stunning physician who is smiling at him with a beautiful smile, as soon as he opens his eyes completely. Wang Fei is smiling at him. However, he does not waste any time in standing up and letting out a scream of exasperation. It is the second time that he has fallen, but this time he has fallen on the chest of the physician, and he has fallen to the ground alongside her. He is being held by the physician, who cautions him against getting up too quickly because the effects of the medication have not yet started to wear off. All of this is true as he falls once more. Although the doctor does not mind this accident, Li Bingyi asks Zhao Yu about what he is even doing as he gets up holding his head, and notices a beautiful lady giving her hand to him, so he performs a gentleman gesture by getting her up and holding her steady. As she tells him she did hear about a member of the team who looked like a thug joining the team, but it turned out that it was just him. She tells him that she did hear about this member. As she stands up, she utters these words. Almost immediately after expressing his regret and having such a pleasant experience with her, he suddenly comes to the realization that he was there to protect Shou Jing from having her hand cut by Li Dan. He was there to protect her from having her hand cut. Subsequently, he inquires as to whether or not she is experiencing any discomfort. During the time that he is looking around in a state of panic, the leader of Team A, Li Changyu, gives him the assurance that she is doing perfectly fine. On the other hand, he ought to have informed them about this lead as well, because now that Li Dan is aware that they are following her, she might leave the country. While this is going on, Ku Ping, the leader of Team B, provides his team with instructions to go investigate the locations where she would have left. Li Bingyi defends Zhao Yu by stating that he only recently discovered that this event was taking place and made an effort to find a solution to it as quickly as possible before they lost another victim to this crime. This came about as the leader of Team A accused Zhao Yu of only being concerned with the wager that he made with him. Furthermore, the physician Wang Fei defends him by stating the same thing, which is that Shou Jing is only safe because of him, and that he even took a medicine dart, which was a situation that was quite dangerous. In other words, he is entirely responsible for Shou Jing's safety. Zhao Yu erupts into a fit of hysterical laughter upon hearing all of these conversations. After that, he goes to the leader of Team A and reminds him that he had previously promised to pay for the television if Zhao Yu was successful in capturing the individual responsible for the hand-cutting case. In a sarcastic manner, Ku Ping makes a request to Wang Fei to examine Zhao Yu in order to determine whether or not he is suffering from some kind of mental illness as a consequence of being shot by the dart. Li Bingyi alerts him to the fact that he is going in the wrong direction of the exit, which results in the leader of the team laughing once more. The rest of the people then make ridiculous jokes about whether or not the medication has actually caused him to develop some kind of mental illness, which is the reason why he is behaving in such a manner. When Zhao Yu steps on the floor of the grave with a great deal of force, he causes the entire slab that covered the grave to crack, which reveals a hole that is very dark inside. All of the people are curious about what he is doing at this very moment. As he drops inside the grave, everyone quickly runs up to him to see if he is okay, when they all get surprised to see him sitting with Li Dan in the grave, hugging her and smugly asking for them to take a picture with the criminal of such a dangerous case, while she makes such an annoying face. After finally catching Li Dan and putting her in handcuffs, she is immediately taken away by the police. Lai Bini excitedly approaches Zhao Yu, asking how he could have possibly known about the exact grave where Li Dan was hiding. He hesitates to answer immediately, as he realizes that he cannot tell her about the hidden tracker he placed on Li Dan's behind when she ran away after shooting him with the medicine dart, as no one knows about his powers, so he cleverly comes up with another answer where he tells her that he figured she would still be hiding in the place of crime, as she has already done something like this before when she hid under the floor of the second victim's house. Though his answer quickly loses reliability as Lai Bini questions him about how he knew the exact grave she was hiding in, as there was no way he could figure it out, seconds after he just woke up. He struggles to think up another answer on the spot and avoids making eye contact with her, but then Lai Bini herself makes up an answer that he never really passed out and only pretended to, as he wanted to see where Li Dan would go to after committing the crime. This leaves Zhao Yu speechless for a moment, but then he switches to fake praise for her as he is relieved that he does not have to give an explanation, while she is proud about correctly guessing his trick. Another scream by the Happy Encounter system pops up behind him as he gives false compliments to Lai Bini, but this time the completion rate is 95%, much higher than his previous completions, and another power-up. While Lai Bini continues to wrongly figure out the events, calling Zhao Yu an actor for faking the entire reaction in front of team leader Liu and Qping. He also notices the high completion percentage and thanks the hidden tracker for helping him, while accepting the new hidden lie detector reward, knowing how these items will help him even more in the future. Later, in the interrogation room, sitting across the table from Li Dan, who is handcuffed to it, Zhao Yu restlessly thinks about his new divination that he received this morning, which was a riddle with the answer that Li Dan wanted to meet with him. Keep her head down, she asks him who did it, which Zhao Yu does not understand, so she gets up in anger and repeats the question, but more clearer, that who placed that blade on her piano during practice. He disappointingly asks her that how could she cut off people's hand when she did not even know who it was that placed the blade, but she replies with a disturbing answer, saying that everyone involved in that competition is responsible for wasting her time to practice the piano. She thinks that it was one of the 3 victims she had cut the hands of that must have revealed the truth about placing the blade, which led to Zhao Yu catching her. But he shuts her off, saying that she is not as good as she thinks she is, and that he used her other ways to capture him. He adds that the 3 victims said nothing about harming Li Dan, and that he used the competition to find out about them and visited her house, leaving Li Dan absolutely stunned. She then gets up and denies the possibility of him finding his house, which he tells was easy because of her mom's medical history. But when she asks him about how he knew about which grave she will hide into, he gives her a fake answer about her medicine and the dart being expired, which let him pretend to pass out and see her. However, he looks away while lying since he cannot tell her about the hidden tracker. Listening to this, Li Dan goes into complete denial, not believing that she was caught and then starts crying because she remembers how her father placed all of his hopes onto her, yet she could not do anything, leading to his death of heart attack and her mom getting tumor, and she had nothing to help them. Zhao Yu silently listens to her sad story, and then starts to leave, but not before he makes her realize that due to her being so vengeful, did she even think about how her mother would feel, and how would she be able to even live when she finds out her daughter was a criminal and got caught. She then realizes her mistake and cries even more, covering her face in regret, as Zhao Yu gives her a piece of advice that a human heart must never go down the wrong way, and the hate in it must never go overboard. However, when he leaves the room, Zhao Yu gets frustrated about the fact that the person who harmed Li Dan during her practice is still out there, while she is now living such a bad life because of him. As he reaches the hall, 3 shopkeepers look at him and shout at him angrily that they found him, while Lai Bini looks at him in confusion. The shopkeepers then moves towards Zhao Yu and crack their knuckles, preparing for a fight, which makes Zhao Yu really angry. As the fight starts in the police station, Zhao Yu is able to immediately pick up and throw one of the big shopkeepers out the doors of the station with a lot of force. But the Team A leader tells him to not go and hit them, as they are the shopkeepers who came to complain about Zhao Yu knocking down their fruits and items off the stall as he rode through the alley with his camel. And Li Bingyi adds that these shopkeepers have now created a group to come and collect money for their damages. However, Zhao Yu is not tricked by those shopkeepers, as he knows that they are just thugs who use any chance they can get to take money out of anyone for free, as they try to get back up on their feet after getting thrown away by Zhao Yu. He then gets closer to one of the scared shopkeepers and twists his ear, saying that he will teach them proper manners, while the shopkeeper cries in pain. He tells them that they are not missing any part of their bodies, so they cannot even ask for more money, and the fact that they did not bring any media or reporters along with them to force the police into giving them something, they should not even be here. He then threatens them with an evil smile that he can just arrest them right now for causing trouble, and the prison cells are already prepared for them. While he is threatening the shopkeepers, he is called out by Xiao Jiang, who comes onto the scene looking very beautiful and happy, and offers him $100,000 as reward for protecting her, and that he should definitely accept it. She comes near him and places his hand on his shoulder and invites to a dinner with her later tonight. But as a police officer, he cannot just accept all of these rewards like this, which even the team leader reminds him of, so he grabs her hand and declines the dinner, as it cannot be done due to some rules in place, and the money needs to be given under the title of voluntary donations so that it can be accepted by the police, or he might be punished in the future due to not following the correct way. She happily agrees to it and gives him her ID card, offering to find her whenever he wants in his free time in the future, and leaves. Though the crowd in the station around them is jealous of Zhao Yu to be able to talk to such a beautiful woman, but some thinks he deserves it, as he saved her life by putting his own in danger. He accepts the ID card of Xiao Jiang, but then sees the shopkeepers trying to leave out of the corner of his eyes, and so he quickly goes there and grabs one of them by his hair and threatens them again to split the money he just gave them fairly amongst all the other shopkeepers as well. He also warns them that he should not get any news about the money not being shared equally, which the other shopkeepers assure him will not happen, and the money will get to everyone, so they run away quickly from there with the excuse that they should not disturb Zhao Yu when he is at duty. He then offers the entire station a very big party from him, which makes everyone happy as they cannot wait to use up all of his money, but he remembers about Li Dan's situation and gets a bit sad, as he finds out that Xiao Jiang was the one in the third place, but only by a few points when the top two are so far ahead. And so later, when he goes for dinner with Xiao Jiang, he questions her about it, as Li Dan leaving the competition would have benefited only the 4 people she went after. But since the other 3 knew nothing, he asks Xiao Jiang. He adds that if the other 3 victims knew about Li Dan's accident, she would have already been caught by the police due to them confessing, leaving Xiao Jiang safe from ever getting into this mess. This shocks her, as she did not expect to be blamed for Li Dan's condition, and questions Zhao Yu in anger about if he thinks that she was the behind all of this. While she is trying to clear her name by playing the victim card about her hand being almost cut off, Zhao Yu stops her as he notices that she said that she is not responsible for her current condition, showing that she knows about the actual person who was. He then further questions her that she already knew about Li Dan and about what happened to her in the past, which is why she was never doubtful about any of this happening to her. She tries to deflect the question by saying that her participating in the competition twice does not prove anything, which is when he tells her that he has read her files, and so he knows the fact that her father created a fake student profile for her to be able to take part in the competition. Because Xiao Jiang lost the 9th competition in the finals, she had to take part in the 10th and make it to the top 3, leaving only her with something to lose, as the other 3 had more chances to take part in the competition. She does not deny it, but asks for the evidence of all of this, as a police officer cannot blame someone without proof, although she sits in front of him with a guilty face. He takes a deep breath of disappointment, making her realize that she also knows the fact that if Li Dan was able to make it to the finals, she would also be living such a life like Xiao Jiang, but not anymore, as her father died after her finger incident, and then her mother got tumor, with Li Dan herself being arrested and trialed for assault, possibly leading her to a death sentence. All of the guilt of listening to this builds up in Xiao Jiang, and she bursts into tears and tries to get Zhao Yu to pity her by telling him about how she lived her life in these past few years, and if this crime has ruined Li Dan's life, Then the one she knows about has also put a dark spot in her life as well, leaving Zhao Yu completely shocked about what she is saying. As Zhao Yu gives her a tissue to wipe her tears off of her face, she admits to being involved in the matter and tells her story about 18 years ago, one night before the competition. She followed the rules set by the committee of the competition and returned back to He Hotel after completing her practice at 3 p.m. However, when she was at the hotel, her father suddenly told her that he had forgotten something back at the auditorium, and as Shou Jane tells him that she will go with him, he got angry at her and told her to stay in her room, and that she should not go anywhere until he gets back, which left her shocked as her father never really spoke to her in such an angry way. So she waited, and it was not until 11 p.m. at night that he returned with a very oddly happy face and held her down in one place, repeating the same thing about performing well in the competition tomorrow, which freaked her out. On the next day, when the competition was over and they were giving out prizes, Shou Jane ran to the bathroom because of nervous she was to find out the results. When she came across Li Dan's father and her mother, who was on the ground, crying and begging the committee members to take her daughter in the competition as she is too good to be left out because of one single blade, and that her life would be destroyed in the future if she is unable to continue playing the piano. Shou Jane only then found out the reason why Li Dan was not able to participate in the competition, because of her finger being cut by a blade during practice, and realizes that the incident took place at the same time her father left the hotel room in a hurry and returned very late, leaving her absolutely horrified. Later, when she was standing on the third place step, her father from the crowd pointed his phone at her for a picture and repeatedly asked her to smile, but Shou Jane was too scared of the fact that the incident might have to do something with her father, and she did not want to accept that, leaving her face pale and unable to smile for the entire time she was there. But her fears came true as she found a box full of blades in her father's bag, which she was packing to go home after the competition. But her father saw her looking at the box, so he decided to get on the ground and beg her not to reveal this to anyone, and even shamelessly admitting to the crime just so he can be saved. Shou Jane looked at him in disgust, but kept her mouth shut in the end, as she tells Zhao Yu that her father divorced a long time ago and he raised her all on his own with everything he has got, while she wipes her tears with a tissue. She adds that her father would also work 3 jobs in one day, without even a little rest, and so she did not want him to go to jail. Her tears continue to fall as she thinks that it was karma, a condition where a person is met with a bad thing in return to doing something bad to someone else, as he got pancreatic cancer and later died with regret over what he did to Li Dan. She tells him about her trauma for the piano, as she cannot even look at one after that incident as it reminds her of Li Dan and her hand covered in blood. While Zhao Yu listens to her silently with a serious expression, she finally quits crying and tells him to not worry as she has decided to help Li Dan with the best legal team she can find to get her out of jail and give her mother the best kind of treatment she can get for cancer. She regretfully admits that money will not change anything, and the matter between her and Li Dan is much more complicated than this to be fixed so easily. But because she does not want to beg to her for forgiveness, Shou Jane hopes that this matter gets solved and that things between her and Li Dan go in the right direction, which makes Zhao Yu smile as he appreciates her decision. Later at night, at the party he promised his police members, Zhao Yu sings at a karaoke with the team leader on a tablet, Wang Fi, Li Bini, a dude that is holding the tablet, another lady at the office. The team leader praises Zhao Yu for being able to solve 2 of Team B's cases on his own, which makes him proud of him that his leg does not even hurt anymore. And upon hearing this, the lady from the office calls the team leader an old man and offers more drinks to him to let them enjoy. While their argument continues about it is another person's turn to sing while Zhou Yu is still not done with singing. Wang Fi and Zhao Yu look at each other in attraction while she raises a toast to him. And after they are all done with the party, both of them leave in Wang Fi's car. He asks her about how the party was, to which she replies that he clearly did not drink enough to be asking that question. And he counters saying that he probably did not, seeing how he did not try to get along with her. Hearing how straightforward he is, she tells him that the road they are taking is not in the direction of either of their houses, which gives Zhao Yu thoughts about whether Wang Fei has something else to do with him, which she immediately figures out and calls him out on as she led him a friendly trap. Then she tells him about the real place where she is going, and that is to look into a body that was found in the Key Mountain reservoirs, and she had to leave it back at the lab because of his party, so she has only been able to cut the body in half and study that, which is why she is going there to study the other half. He gets scared a bit knowing that she cut a body in half, and yet she is so professional about the way she talks. She warns him that her hands have touched a lot of dead bodies, so he should think about getting familiar with her, but he replies to her with confidence saying that she was not the one who killed them by touching them. Plus, he does not mind if she somehow caused his death by touching her since she is beautiful. This makes her surprised, but she smiles as she processes it and stops the car since they reach Zhao Yu's house. But before he leaves, he leans back into the car and asks her to come with him to his room for a while, and she can study about how his body works, which she finds interesting. Even though she gave him that interested look, Wang Fei drives away, leaving Zhao Yu on the sidewalk, making a joke that she might come in the next time she has her scalpel, a tool to cut into a body, leaving him disappointed. As he walks slowly up the stairs to reach his room, he hears loud crunches of someone eating something. When he reaches the room, he finds the landlord's daughter Zhang Xiaoqing eating an apple, and she tells him that it is so hard to meet with him these days. She gets up in a very serious way, saying how he must have had his fun by now, which he hesitatingly denies, saying that he was actually working on a very big case, but gets an apple pushed into his mouth by Zhang Xiaoqing when she angrily screams at him for ruining her parents' and teachers' meeting. She starts crying with tears falling quickly off of her face, saying how she only wanted to earn money to help her family by getting them out of financial problems, and asks if that is such a bad thing to do. She sits down on the stairs and turns her back towards him, crying about how she will attend school if she is caught doing what she does to get money. But when Zhao Yu offers to just help her to fix the situation, she immediately turns back with a very happy face, a big smile, asking if he really means it. Turns out she was only acting to get Zhao Yu help since her teacher was going to come to her home for the meeting, and she did not want her real father to meet him. As the teacher goes on and on about how Xiaoqing is a good kid with manners and talent in studies, and since the entrance exams are not too far away, it is the parents' duty to protect their children, Zhao Yu is irritated at the fact that Xiaoqing is such a good actor, seeing how she can change her face so quickly, that she should just do it as a job. After the meeting is done, Zhao Yu and Xiaoqing gift the teacher some fruits as a going-away gift, which the teacher politely denies. However, Zhao Yu and Xiaoqing use their eyes to talk to each other by him asking her if her father's about to reach her home, but she calms him down, saying that she has his mobile location tracked, which tells her that he is still at the hospital. As Xiaoqing says goodbye to her teacher, Zhao Yu thinks about how boring it is to be someone's parent when he remembers how Wang Fei told him about the body she was going to check and wonders if she is done doing that, and so he quickly goes to the Team A's office at the police station, asking Sister Xin for another case when he sees Wang Fei talking to her about something. He gets closer to them and hugs Wang Fei and asks Sister Xin if he can take one of Wang Fei's case so that they can discuss all about it tonight if she is free. But Sister Xin tells him that he is not free tonight as she gives him another case, while informing him that Ku Ping and the others are already working on Wang Fei's case. She then also gives him a new phone to use for cases and tells him to get rid of the previous temporary phone he had, while Wang Fei laughs at this situation a little. Sister Xin tells him to report back to her after he has packed all of his things for the new mission he has gotten, which is a training session that requires every department to take part in it. And today is Zhao Yu's department's turn. He reads the details written on the paper and gets confused. At the training grounds of the police station, Zhao Yu lays down on the floor completely bored and looks through his phone, looking at the items he got through the Happy Encounter system, but feels that these items have been getting crazier the more he gets them, as they all focus on a lot of details like the telescope, objects to identify the form of written articles which can be used 3 times, some sort of signal barrier, and even an air quality meter. He thinks about how the system even pops up when he sneezes sometimes, but as he is confused about how it works, a very young and beautiful Sister Yang, in her training outfit and with her items, enters the training ground, and everyone starts to greet her. She starts to drink her water from her bottle, which gets Zhao Yu attracted to her upon seeing such a sight, and he asks the instructor besides him about who she is. While the instructor starts talking about who she might be and praises her looks, he finds Zhao Yu already in front of her, trying to make conversation. He cleverly asks the Sister Yang if he should tell her about what the instructor showed them before, since she came in a little late. She looks at him in confusion, which makes people wonder about what he is trying to do, while other gets his intentions about being up to his usual act. Listening this, one of them calls Zhao Yu crazy, as he is not aware of the fact that Sister Yu is a 2-tomes martial arts champion and is really the best mastermind in wrestling, so Zhao Yu might be in danger of his life, trying to talk to an undefeated champion like that. The people further add that she is quite dangerous, as almost all of the criminals that she has caught as a detective has ended up so hurt that they seemed like they were almost dead, and so that has put everyone in the police department in fear of her. As they all worry about Zhao Yu's life being in danger, Sister Ying happily offers her hand to Zhao Yu and agrees to let him help her. The training begins, and Zhao Yu tells her that he will be instructing her in the elbow press. He does this at the beginning of the training. However, she does not react to this information and instead punches him without hesitation when he asks her to do so with confidence. The first punch is easily caught by him, and he then proceeds to demonstrate the elbow press that he had promised he would show her. In the following moment, he explains to her that the most crucial aspect of this move is the moment when the hand of the person being fought is perfectly caught. But she questions him about whether or not this is sufficient because she is confident that she is able to easily counter this move. She uses the hand that was freed from the elbow press to deliver a powerful punch right to his face. While he is still recovering from that punch, she jumps at him with full force and kicks him with immense force. In spite of the fact that he is able to block the kick with his hand, he is still pushed back to the ropes which are located inside the ring. Since this was all on the request of Zhao Yu wanting to teach her, she went ahead with it, thinking that she needs to humble him a little. As he is finally able to take a breath, he realizes that he made a mistake by attempting to teach her how to fight. He realizes that he should not have engaged in that way with her, since she is very skilled in fighting, which is the reason why she did not have anyone with her in the training ground. Additionally, no one tried to approach her. While he holds his face in pain as it has left a mark on his cheek, giving him throbbing pain, she is cracking her knuckles and stretching her body in preparation for more fighting. Sister Ying, on the other hand, is aware of this, and she cleverly apologizes by stating that she may have applied a little bit more force than necessary when she delivered that punch. When she asks him to not be angry with her, she makes a suspicious face and asks him to teach her the lock that is used in wrestling as a way to make up for the fact that he is angry with her. She does this as a way to give him something to make up for. Before they go to the lock, Zhao Yu tells her that he would like to demonstrate to her his own method of escaping the elbow press, to get back at her. It is because she does not really care about him, and all she wants is for him to hurt himself, or for her to accidentally break his neck, that she is curious about what it could be. Zhao Yu is eager to demonstrate to her how he can escape the elbow press on his own, does not care if they are in the process of getting ready, moves in quickly towards her, and makes an attempt to grab her waist. Although she is able to avoid it with ease, she is confused as to why he did not go for her face. She then becomes entangled in the lock once more when Zhao Yu grabs her other hand and goes behind her. This causes her to feel frustrated because she is unable to escape the elbow press this time around. Sister Ying becomes even more enraged as he moves closer to her ear and whispers that her kick just now caused him to be injured, and that he is now unable to move. In spite of her repeated requests for him to release his grip, he persists in drawing nearer to her body and whispering to her constantly. With the intention of infuriating her even further, he instructs her to refer to him as Brother Yu. After that, he will instruct her in 2 new moves, and then he will press her against the ropes in order to increase the amount of pain that she is experiencing. This causes her to become so enraged that she lashes out at him, but he continues to play his game throughout the entire situation. Getting more and more annoyed by the second, Sister Ying swings her head back and hits Zhao Yu in the nose, knocking him back and releasing her from the lock. And seeing how he is hurt and holding his nose, she takes advantage of the situation and raises her leg to kick him again, as he is not seeing her at the moment. But Zhao Yu quickly recovers and catches her leg by the ankle very easily, even complimenting how nice of a leg it is. As he tries to make another compliment about how active she is, she gets more frustrated and jumps in the air using his hand as a platform to gain energy, and uses her other leg to wrap around his face and putting him in another lock, knocking both of them down to the ring floor. Zhao Yu gets angry, and seeing how defenseless her behind is, he bites it with the full force of his jaw, causing her to make a rather uncomfortable sound, leaving her embarrassed. Because it hurts and was unexpected, she jumps up and punches him straight in the face, burying it on the ring floor, telling him how much the bite hurt. As she charges another one of her punches, an instructor comes into the ring and tells both of them to stop, asking if they are wild dogs fighting. The instructor gets angry at the kind of fight they just had, since he had never seen something as bad as this, while Sister Ying walks away grabbing her back and warning Zhao Yu that he should never cross her eyes, or she will not stop punching him, and he replies to her with the same thing, saying he is not afraid of her, while wiping his nose with his jacket. The instructor gets more annoyed than either of them and sends them back their departments to their team leaders, where they both will be taught a lesson by them about behavior, while Xiao Yu is confused about why he got a completion screen pop up, although only 51% complete, but got a hidden night vision device as a reward. Meanwhile, at a huge hospital building, a deputy director is screaming at an old man in a hospital room, telling him to stop joking about the situation, talking about what seems to be Zhao Yu, as the director complains that he is a newcomer and is always very lazy and ineffective about his work. Plus, he acts like a complete thug, and that he is not suitable to take the place of the old man that is standing in front of them, looking at the bright window. However, the old man, with a proud smile on his face, tells the deputy director that he will not tolerate any kind of bad words towards the new hire and that he has already decided on his decision for the soon-to-come arrangements for him, as Zhao Yu puts in more effort and willpower in his work than any criminal out there. Turns out the old man is the captain, and he wants to first try and turn down the anger and aggression of Zhao Yu. Meanwhile, Zhao Yu, along with Li Bini, reach the place of the victim's family, which is a very run-down place with broken buildings and stopped construction that seems to be like that for a while now. As he chews on his lollipop, Li Bini asks him if he is alright to be taking this case after undergoing such harsh training, so he should try and tell the higher-ups to take him out of this cold case unit for now, as she chases him down the pathway to the victim's house. He denies her, saying that he wants to solve cases, with or without a unit. But when she worryingly tells him that cases like this one that have been left alone for years now are very hard to solve, he replies saying that the only reason this case was unsolved till now was because he was not here. With a smile, he then opens the door of the victim's family house, offering Li Bini a treat after this case has been solved. But the door opens itself, revealing an abandoned room with light coming in only from the large windows on the opposite wall. The room is very empty except for a big sofa in the middle of the room and a desk on the left. Standing there in the exact spot of when the case took place, Zhao Yu visualizes the scene from what he probably read in reports, about how 10 years ago in this very spot, a man named Yu Zhigan was passed out drunk on this sofa, that even the loud roars from the thunderstorm did not wake him up. And so a very mysterious figure entered the house at the time of the incident. But because there were no cameras at the place, he was not caught, and so no information is there regarding the killer. Which is why the killer was easily able to carry out his crime without anyone knowing, not even the victim Yu Zhigan, as he was completely passed out and got slashed in the front of his body 40 times before he died completely. The murder was carried out so carefully that there were no signs of breaking in and out of the house, neither there were any footprint or fingerprints left at the scene. So there is a possibility that the victim opened the door himself when he heard someone knocking, or that the killer had the keys to his house. The killer then used the blood of the victim, as there were loads due to the 40 slashes, and wrote the words "debts must be repaid" in blood on the wall. If the killer was out for revenge, then that person would not have used the word debts, as the victim did not owe anything. But if it was just because of money or any payment, then the killer would not have go as far as slashing the victim 40 times instead of killing in one slice. The killer filled the crime scene in blood and even wrote such story-like words on the wall, which leaves Zhao Yu confused about what the true objective of the killer was. The visualization then ends when his phone starts to ring loudly again, and it is Yo Jia, the girl he helped when a thief was running away with her purse, and she asks him out on a place to eat through video call as a thanks for helping. At the hotspot store, Yo Jia and Zhao Yu sit at a table, with her being so excited about finally being able to invite him out to eat, as she has been wanting this for so long, ever since it was due to his help that her purse was not stolen, while he eats the cooked meat and brushes it off as if it was nothing for him. She then tells him with a face of relief that it was a bag gifted to her by her boyfriend, which makes him irritated as he did not expect her to have one. But then she hesitatingly tries to ask him about something, that she does not want to lose it, which confuses Zhao Yu as he agrees to help her in whatever it is, as long as he is able to do that thing. This makes her extremely happy for some reason, and she requests him to investigate her boyfriend for her, which leaves Zhao Yu even more confused than before. Turns out, she wanted to find out why her boyfriend keeps on asking money from her, and worries if he is caught up in something bad, as Zhao Yu gets another screen pop up in front of him with a completion rate of 59% and a hidden sensor as a reward. He is on a call with the Zhang Jingfeng, who he asked to search for information on Yo Ji's boyfriend. Zhang Jingfeng tells him that her boyfriend's name is Kane Ji, and passes all of the information he got on him to Zhao Yu, who promises to treat him to another game of pool after he is done here. which Jiang Jingfeng denies as he knows that he will lose in pool pretty badly, and so just asks Zhao Yu to get him some food. Meanwhile, Zhao Yu is keeping an eye out on the wife, Lin Meifeng, of the victim, Yu Zhagan, as she is the most likely suspect of this case, knowing how the killer was easily able to get in the victim's house without any proof of being there. Turns out, she has been a victim of abuse from her deceased husband, and once she was beaten to the point that she lost a child before birth. The victim of this case even has history of threatening Lin Meifeng's family and breaking her father's leg in their past as he looks at her shopping with her little daughter. The night the victim was killed, Lin Meifeng was at a hospital with her cousin, who was giving birth at the time, which makes it the perfect excuse for her if she is the killer of her husband as she ties the loose shoelace of her daughter's shoe. In the reports that he received, Zhao Yu knows that she passed out the moment she found her husband dead on the sofa, since she was not able to handle such a gruesome sight, and so her neighbor was the one who killed the police on the scene, which then led to her trying to commit suicide out of pure sadness. But she was then sent to a hospital to get treated for depression as a result. Even though she looks so happy and cheerful now with her daughter, since she was able to get out of the life of such abuse and murder, which caused her to go to the brink of death, she turned her life around by marrying to a new guy who gave her a very good life to live. But as he is about to finish his thoughts and come to a conclusion, his phone rings loudly, and when he picks it up, it is Jiang Jingfeng who tells him about the person he was looking for, Kang Ji, Yoja's boyfriend, and tells Zhao Yu that Kang Fai was selling fake products in the wholesale market by making them in his factory, and he is going there now, so he sent his location and his warehouse's location to Zhao Yu. He finds out that it is very close to him, so he reaches the wholesale market's warehouse area, but seems a bit bored, while another happy encounter system screen floats behind him. As he is walking around to find Kang Ji, he notices a man running away with a purse of another lady who shouts at him to stop, and the lady turns out to be Sister Ying chasing behind the thief. Zhao Yu moves his leg forward and trips over the thief without making much effort, and looks as the thief falls to the ground with everything inside the bag going everywhere as well. Zhao Yu tries to pick up a sort of small book that fell out of the bag to the ground, while the thief sits there trying to focus, but since Sister Ying was running at full force, she runs past Zhao Yu screaming at the thief to stop, but accidentally hits him in the face again, which makes Zhao Yu mad. She then makes a big jump and extends her leg to kick the thief in the face as she was not going to let him go, and throws him into the tires. Zhao Yu realizes that she took this chance to hit him as well, as he tries to rub the pain away from his nose, and then gets closer to her and the thief, pushing her to the side, and punches the thief in the face to stop him from ever trying to run away. However, Sister Ying also gets mad as she realizes he too took the chance to hit her back and grabs him by the collar, making each other stare into their eyes with an angry face. They both remembered that they decided to fight each other if they cross each other's eyes, so without any words spoken between them, they both go at it. Sister Ying jumps up and attacks Zhao Yu with a swinging kick, but he dodges that and sends a punch flying her way with enough force to make him grit his teeth. Both of them take their fighting too far, causing a very loud scene, making a lot of people gather to see what is happening, only to find two adults fighting so violently. As one of the men tries to hold back Zhao Yu by grabbing his arms and telling him to stop, he screams at Sister Ying that he only helped her to stop the thief, and yet she returned his kindness with violence, while one of his cheeks swell up. However, instead of admitting that, she replies back saying that there is no saying that Zhao Yu was not teaming up with the thief, while she angrily swings her leg around, but a policeman holds her back while struggling and tells her that it does not matter now since the actual criminal has now been caught, as he is being dragged away, almost dead because of Zhao Yu and Sister Yang. They both then part ways, again warning each other that if either of them came across their eyes, they will have a fight once again. After they have been separated, Zhao Yu looks at his phone to see where Kang Ji is, but he has gone too far for him as he wasted time fighting Sister Yang. But he blames only her for it, and was unable to do his actual job. He complains that Sister Ying did not hold back in any of her attacks towards him, and they hurt so much, but he is glad to have gotten at least one thing good from that entire encounter, which is the wallet of the thief. He opens it up to see why he was being chased by the police, and grabs the picture of the thief out of the wallet, but is shocked to a picture of Lin Meifeng under his own. However, it appears to be a photo in which she is severely injured with bruises all over her face, and she looks lifeless. He keeps questioning the fact that the thief had the picture of the suspect of this case in his wallet, and so takes it back to the R-Sub Bureau, a place in the police department where Zhang Jingfeng works. He tells Zhao Yu that the thief is named Liu Pengfei and he sells clothes in the wholesale market. He is a rich man as the money in the card that was left in his wallet adds to up around a few million. And he even has 2 cars and 3 houses on rent under his name. However, Zhao Yu only cares about how he is related to Lin Maifeng, while Lai Bini stays amazed at how much Liu Pengfei has, but she reads out the report that says that he did not really have any relationship with Lin Maifeng, though he comes from the same village as Yu Zhigan, the victim of this case. Zhang Jingfeng is surprised at how lucky Zhao Yu is, as this case has been labeled a cold case since it was closed 10 years ago, but he was now able to find such a clue from a random wallet he picked up. But he has no idea about Zhao Yu's power, that is the happy encounter system, which pops up behind him with a mission completion rate of 80% and a hidden wiretap as a reward, which Zhao Yu is not too thrilled about as he looks at the photo, since he knows that this only appeared in front of him because of the happy encounter system. He realizes that the picture of Lin Maifeng found in Liu Pengfei's wallet was taken very secretly, so he should ask him about her as he might know something to help with this case. Lai Bini makes an assumption that Liu Pengfei maybe liked Lin Maifeng in secret, which is why he has this picture in his wallet, while another member tells them that the wallet was found with 4 fingerprints on it which are ready to be compared, and he also adds that Liu Pengfei is a very frequent visitor of the police station as he has been caught many times for assault and small fights here and there, and even this time he was being chased by the police because he injured someone and the U Sub-Bureau was given the duty to catch him. Zhang Jingfeng also then suggests that they should just directly ask Liu Pengfei about this situation, but he is being kept in the prison of U Sub-Bureau. Lai Bini then wonders who out of all of them knows someone there, and everyone points their stares to Zhao Yu, who is annoyed at the thought of having to meet Sister Ying there. At the U Sub-Bureau, it went like how he expected, when he meets with Sister Ying, who shows him the cold shoulder. She expects him to cause trouble again and destroy the entire place, as he bears all of the insult with a smile so that he can get his work done. He then leans down and gets close to her face, telling her off that she is describing his as some sort of a criminal, as he shoves papers closer to her, annoying her even more. He tells her that he is only here today for professional duty and found it easy to just directly ask her for this favor, so she pushes the papers he brought back to him, saying that she knows he is here to question Liu Pengfei, and he does not need to do more to please her. She then tries to send him away, saying that she will talk to him once he brings back formal documents that allow him to question a criminal, which he replies to saying that it will take a month for him to get those papers, and this chance of solving the case that they have will be gone, so she should just let him go and question the prisoner, for which he will make it up to her in the future. He then leans in to whisper her about the time he bit her behind, and asks if she is still mad about it, which makes her even more angrier than she already was by seeing him, and so pushes him back and states that anyone else who come here can ask questions to Liu Pengfei, but not Zhao Yu, as he is better to just get lost and not show up in front of her. She is really serious about her decision as she tells him to go back to wherever he was before he became a policeman, which reaches the breaking point of Zhao Yu as he looks at her with a scary face and expresses his annoyance with a touche. While they are having this argument, members of the U Sub-Bureau gather behind their captain, Sister Ying, and call out Zhao Yu for being a disrespectful person who annoys their captain every time and question why he even dared to come to their place, while Sister Ying looks at Zhao Yu in annoyance. He then warns her that if she will really not let him ask questions to Liu Pengfei, he has no choice but to use his superpower, which he tells everyone present there that he can use to block signals coming to this entire building, which will make them feel scared of him again as he walks in the buildings, trying to shove Sister Ying again, but she dodges. He warns them to not even try and use their cell phones or computers, while giving an evil smile, which confuses Sister Ying at first, but then she, along with everyone else, start to laugh at him as they do not believe that he actually has superpowers and say that he must have been kicked by a donkey or is just being delusional. She then confidently makes him a deal that if he can really shut off the signals for the entire building, she will let him in with the prisoner, whilst leaning towards him to assert dominance. Listening to this, he holds her and makes sure that she does what she has promised, and then to make himself powerful again, tells her that he will now speak the words that help him use the power he mentioned, so she slaps him away and tells her to start checking the signals to see if it actually works. He then gets into a pose and starts to shout insults at Sister Ying, instead of saying anything that makes it seem like he is using a spell, and this gets her to the boiling point as she clenches her fist tightly and asks him if he really wants to die by her hands, which is when one of her teammates tell her that the signals are really not coming, leaving everyone in confusion. She looks at what they are saying as the team members contact the upper floors to ask if they have signal, but they inform Sister Ying that even they have lost all signals. She takes out her phone to see if all of them are correct and finds that she has no service, while another person tells her that even the signal sensor is receiving nothing. She turns back to Zhao Yu in shock, who sits on the desk with his legs crossed and mocks her by smiling like a maniac, asking if he is allowed to question Liu Pengfei now, and even jokingly calling her with her respective title as the Great Captain Miao. In the interrogation room, where Liu Pengfei sits in the dark, worried about what would happen to him, but is suddenly shocked when he sees the room door slam into the ground as Zhao Yu enters with a very serious face. He stands there looking cool, but his moment is ruined as he is pushed in from behind by Sister Ying, who scolds him from blocking the pathway into the room. They then sit at the table across Liu Pengfei to ask him questions, but Sister Ying is still confused about the fact that how Zhao Yu managed to remove all of the signals from the building the moment he said that he will, and wonders what is actually wrong with him. While Zhao Yu thinks that he was lucky to have the signal blocker with him that worked out perfectly, he now decides to use the lie detector he got from the system and see if it works. A screen pops up beside him with a green and red dot, and then tells Liu Pengfei that all he has to do is answer with a simple yes or no to whatever questions he is asked, which he agrees to, while Sister Ying wonders what he is even up to. To test the lie detector, Zhao Yu starts off with a simple question and asks Liu Pengfei about his gender, that is he an actual man, which he answers with a yes, although confused, while the green light on the lie detector blinks, meaning he is telling the truth, which Zhao Yu understands. He then does a quick fire session with Liu Pengfei by asking obvious questions to confirm if the lie detector works properly, which are questions like if he is a girl, which he says no to, and that gets the green light blinking. Similarly, the other questions about his name, if he likes to eat rice cakes, is his parents divorced, to which Liu Pengfei replies to truthfully. However, immediately after these easy questions, Zhao Yu hits him with the biggest question of all, and that is he straight up asks him if he killed Yu Zhigan, the victim of this cold case he has been following. This terrifies Liu Pengfei, as he was not expecting to be asked such a question from so long ago, and so he lies by saying he did not. But the red light on the lie detector blinks, telling Zhao Yu that he is lying, and slams his hand on the table, calling out Liu Pengfei for giving them a fake answer. Even though Liu Pengfei confessed, this was far from a normal one, as he starts to talk about what exactly he did in that case 10 years ago. He starts up by saying that Lin Meifeng and him agreed to get into a contract that they both would exchange the people they wanted to kill, which surprises both Sister Ying and Zhao Yu, leaving him to wonder if Lin Meifeng, who was abused and is now a loving mother, killed someone. Liu Pengfei then starts his story about the time he went to the same high school as Yu Zhigan and fell in love with a girl called Xiao Qin. But because Yu Zhigan never was able to get together with Xiao Qin, he spread rumors about her in the school and on the village that he slept with her, leading everyone around them talk about her badly, teasing her and bullying her about a false rumor. Due to this behavior towards her, Xiao Qin was forced to leave her school and move to another city where she started to work part-time, and then later she forced to work at a place that provides adult pleasure, and this got Liu Pengfei furious, leading him to decide that Yu Zhigan deserved to die. Sister Ying then asks him if he really let Lin Meifeng into his house to get his own wife, Jian Wenli, killed by her, which even makes Zhao Yu shocked. However, he now knows why Sister Ying was so cheerful towards him and offered to help so easily, which was to just get Liu Pengfei to give out whatever information he was holding back, getting him irritated about how smart she really is. Sister Ying then continues to ask her question about why Liu Pengfei got her wife killed, which he, without a second thought, answers with saying that he always wanted to kill her, as she never respected him even after marriage, since the house they lived in and the job he had was all given to him by his wife's father. He remembers the time when he got home to find her with another man, and after getting caught, she just played it off like it was nothing, while Liu Pengfei, with tears running down his face, beat the other man until blood came out of his face. After that traumatic incident, he saw a TV show where people would change their victims for another, which gave him an idea, leading him to Lin Meifeng, who also suffered abuse and torture during her life with Yu Zhigan, getting her to hate him a lot, enough to agree to Liu Pengfei's idea of exchanging murders, but he was only looking at the fact that he could take revenge for Xiao Qian, plus get his wife killed. However, Lin Meifeng did not agree with him at first and ran away, but came back to him after a while when Liu Pengfei saw her being beaten to the point that the baby inside her died, forcing her to sign the contract that he proposed a while back and even recorded it for proof. He then confessed to his and hers alibis about how he was away at the factory when she killed his wife, and how she was at the hospital where her cousin was giving birth when he killed her husband. And now he lays back in his chair in front of Sister Ying and Zhao Yu as he is relieved to finally be able to say everything, and also the fact that he has made enough money these past 10 years, while they both stand speechless at the sight. At the barbecue stall, they all celebrate the solving of the FM case that has been freezed for over 10 years now, and how randomly at that. They all praise the efforts of Zhao Yu, saying how they had been at it for 10 years and the entire police station gave up on it. But because of Zhao Yu's amazing brain, they finally cleared it, and even ask him if he is Sherlock Holmes, but in another body. Someone else says that he would only think of such a way to commit a crime, like exchanging murder's victims in a TV show, while another says that they would have been able to solve a lot more cases if Zhao Yu came to the police station earlier. They then discuss how Liu Pengfei managed to actually find a partner in crime like Lin Meifeng, who was a very weak woman, and expected her to complete her side of the deal without failing. Meanwhile, Zhao Yu thinks about a few years ago whilst having his drink, shaking hands of Sister Ying completing such a job with their good teamwork. She uninteresting informs him that she has sent both of these cases to the higher-ups, saying how both hers and his bureau were involved in solving this case, and even sends him the real-time progress of how this case will be finished up. He holds his hand on the wall behind her, saying that he will inform his team about the case being solved too, while Sister Ying tells him that she will go and issue an arrest warrant to bring in Lin Meifeng. He takes a peek at her but looks away as soon as she sees him, which is when she asks him what is wrong as she notices him being shy, but then he tells her that he never expected Lin Meifeng to be the killer, as he saw such a kind side to her with her little daughter, and so she calms him down that it is not confirmed yet that she is actually the killer, and so he should wait till she actually confesses. Though he smiles about thinking how good-looking and smart Sister Ying actually is, and to top it all of, she has smooth skin. As he goes to take another sip, his phone rings again, which is a video call from Sister Ying, who looks troubled about something and calls him over to where she is immediately. At the U Sub-Bureau, late at night, Zhao Yu reaches there as quickly as he could since Sister Ying looked very worried on the video call, but he sees her waiting for him by the entrance very calmly, expressing her surprise at him actually coming over as quickly as he did, as he makes a stop after getting over there as quickly as possible. He answers her by saying that he actually got here by car, but ran where he could, leaving him exhausted enough to big deep breaths and gasping for air as he bends down on his knees. He then grabs the papers out of Sister Ying's hands immediately and asks for an explanation about why she called him here, but all she can think of is wondering if he was actually drinking before he came here. She then finally tells him that they just questioned Lin Meifeng after bringing her in the prison, but when they asked her about if she killed Jian Wenli, she admitted it to doing it, but in a different way than they knew of, which is that she confessed to stabbing Jian Wenli to death, while the actual report of her death claims that she died due to her not getting the oxygen to breath as a result of her ability to do so being taken away. However, as he tries to focus and listen to whatever Sister Ying is telling him, he tries to balance himself on the wall behind her because he feels weak and an urge to puke comes to him, because the driver he was in the car with drove way too fast. Sister Ying continues to give him the details of this case as she tells him that the body of Jian Wenli, the victim in this case, has a lot of stab wounds on it, though they are all so minor that it does not make sense to what Lin Meifeng confessed to, making it seem like she is lying. Hearing this, Zhao Yu gets a little hopeful that the person who killed Jian Wenli might not be Lin Meifeng after all, although still having a very pale face from having an upset stomach and puke-like feeling. She agrees to that being a possibility, and then gives him more information, starting from the fact that the crime scene had footprints all over it, though Lin Meifeng said that she was wearing shoe covers at the time she murdered Jian Wenli, which does not add up. She adds that Lin Meifeng also confessed to making the murder seem like a burglary accident by taking away the goods from the bedroom and the money from the wallet, removing all suspicions of revenge, but in reality, when the police checked the entire scene, they found it to be robbed clean off everything, which again makes Lin Meifeng's confession a lie. Zhao Yu listens to all of this by holding his hand on his mouth to stop himself from puking, with his entire body going blue, Although he is too distracted to hold himself together and focus, he is still able to figure out from the details that there must be a third person present on the day Jian Wenli was killed, and Lin Meifeng is hiding something. Sister Ying agrees to his guess, saying how the third person must have first killed Jian Wenli by holding her down until she could not breathe anymore, killing her even before Lin Meifeng even got there to kill her by stabbing, making her think that she killed her. Meanwhile, Zhao Yu is at his limit holding in the puke as he tightly grips his mouth and shuts his eyes down, and pukes all over Sister Ying when they both look at each other, ruining her entire outfit that she was wearing and making her dirty with it, which makes her really angry as she shouts at him at the top of her lungs. Later, in the interrogation room, when Sister Ying has a change of clothes because her older ones got ruined by Zhao Yu's puke, they sit in front of Lin Meifeng to ask her yes and no questions, with Zhao Yu embarrassed about what happened and hit marks on his head, and Sister Ying looking the other way in anger. Lin Meifeng agrees to answer their questions, and when she is first and foremost asked about killing Jian Wenli, she agrees to it without missing a beat, with regret and sadness on her face. However, the lie detector says that it is a lie, which confuses Zhao Yu since he feels like she is saying the truth because of the state she is in. He then proceeds to confirm if she actually did stab Jian Wenli to death, which she answers yes to, but the lie detector turns red again. Zhao Yu is confused about whether Lin Meifeng actually believes to have killed Jian Wenli by stabbing her to death, or is she lying with such conviction to protect the actual killer. He then asks her if she knows who actually killed Jian Wenli, which leaves her in shock as she asks him if she was not the only one who killed her, so Zhao Yu just asks her to stick to the yes or no answer. But when she says that she does know who killed her, the lie detector turns red again. This comes as a shock to Zhao Yu as he now knows that Lin Meifeng really does not know who the actual killer of Jian Wenli is, so he asks her if she knew that Jian Wenli was already dead when thought she stabbed her to death, to which she replies to in a very scared and unsure tone, saying that she was scared at the time of stabbing as well, so she just stabbed the blanket Jian Wenli was laying in, though she did not react at all. This leaves both Sister Ying and Zhao Yu thinking, as they know how a victim must react before dying, and confirms it for them that she really did not commit a murder and was only led to believe that she alone killed Jian Wenli. Zhao Yu is relieved to know that she really is not the killer and gives a smile. After the questioning, both Sister Ying and Zhao Yu get in the roof and discuss about what to do now as he lights and smokes his cigarette. She suggests him to close the case now as Lin Meifeng has already confessed to killing the victim. However, he reminds her that she said that she did not whether Jian Wenli was dead before she was stabbed by her or not. Sister Ying, as his senior, seriously reminds him that if they do close the case now, they will be rewarded big time for it, receiving many benefits and also appreciation in front of people. And so if they do not close it now, the murderer might escape their certain death penalty. Plus, they will have to do extra work and waste their time and efforts on this already solved case. She goes on about after 10 years of the case, when it reopens, the family of Jian Wenli will keep the police working once they get to know that they are now investigating her murder again and making it much more stressful for the police force as they cannot back out of it then. She ends her long rant by saying that it is good if they are able to find the real criminal behind the murder, but if they cannot, the police will be shown in under bad light. She reminds him that since he is in the cold case unit now, he needs to be able to make such hard decisions since it is given to them as responsibility. He remains quiet about it after listening to all of it, so she sincerely reminds him that she has told him everything he needs to know about these cases, and now it is up to him to decide whether they keep continuing with this case or close it now. He smiles and lets a sigh of relief out, saying that if she has already made her decision about this case, she would not have asked him about it or even talked about it for so long, making this meeting completely pointless, which makes her think about it for a second as she realizes what he is saying, and then smiles upon knowing what he has decided upon, but jokes about it by reminding him that she would not have called him over if she knew he was going to puke on her and ruin her clothes. He then puts his hand on his shoulder and tells her to act like a grown-up by forgetting what they did to each other in the past and join hands with him in catching this murderer together, which she does not seem to hate the idea of. At the U Sub-Bureau, Zhang Jingfeng, Zhao Yu, and Li Bini all watch as the police team of that department take Liu Pengfei to his prison cell. Zhang Jingfeng asks Zhao Yu if that is the criminal of the FM estate slaughter case, which Zhao Yu confirms that he is, and now the U Sub-Bureau are investigating the murderer of his wife, Jian Wenli. but Liu Pengfei was brought here by him to at least close one case out of the two they are currently solving. Suddenly, in the parking lot of the Yu Sub-Bureau, Zhao Yu and Li Bini notice many police officers running towards their cars for some reason. So he asks her about where they all are running off to, which she replies to saying that they all are going to catch the criminal of the Key Mountain Reservoir's corpse case, as he escaped them the first time they tried to catch him by using his athletic and parkour skills to escape when he was halfway in the handcuffs, and now a civilian has informed the police that she saw a man in the Key Mountain Reservoirs 2 days ago with a pair of handcuffs on, and his face was very similar to the face of the criminal on the wanted poster from this case, whose name is Yang Wentao. She then finishes this background by telling him that they are now running off to catch him, and upon hearing the entire story, Zhao Yu gets curious about why does the criminal Yang Wentao choose to stay around the reservoirs where he buried the corpse of the victim, when Zhang Jingfeng adds that the Key Mountain Reservoirs are covered with so many villages which have a lot of people living there, and finding the correct person amongst so many mountains and trees is going to be a very difficult task. Zhao Yu immediately starts walking as he tells them that he is also going to investigate this case, with a confident smile on his face, and Li Bini follows him in a hurry as to not be left behind. When one of the women in the police force comes out of the station and informs Zhao Yu that Commissioner Luan wants to see him, which he rejects to go to as he tells her that catching a criminal is more important, which the Commissioner Luan will understand, but the woman gets irritated that Zhao Yu only cares about solving cases and wonders if he ever even wants to be promoted. 3 days after Zhao Yu and Li Bini went to the Key Mountain Reservoirs to investigate the case, during the drive on the mountainous roads, Zhao Yu thinks about how the Happy Encounter system keeps giving him trackers and signal strengtheners, hinting at the fact that it does not want him to get lost on the way, which is when Li Bini questions him about why they both are driving to the east when the villagers told the police that the criminal Yang Wentao has escaped to the west of the reservoirs, to which he replies to saying that heading west simply does not limit to him going towards the west. It could very well mean that he took the east route of the reservoirs and went to the west from there. And there is also the fact that everyone has been searching for him in the north and the south with nothing to show for it. On their way, Zhao Yu notices a yellow-haired girl talking to an old man with a report in her hands, and he recognizes her as the team member of Sister Ying he saw back at the interrogation room when he was questioning Liu Pengfei, so he wonders what she might be doing here. As the yellow-haired girl thanks the old man, who is Officer Liu, and leaves to go back, she is stopped by Zhao Yu, who asks her what she was doing here, but she gets extremely scared seeing him randomly, but then storms off to her car in anger, telling him that the Officer Liu she was talking to retired from the police force a few years ago and now lives here, and also that he was the detective back then who was investigating the case of Jian Wenli, which makes Zhao Yu remember about what Sister Ying told her about bringing in Liu Pengfei so that they can close the other case of Yu Zhaiden. And then she will send a person to ask questions to Officer Liu so that they can find out what they are missing. He realizes that he has been so busy these past few days that he forgot to care about what she said, and even though they decided to exchange numbers to give each other information, she has not sent him a single message. He asks the yellow-haired girl about where the progress of the case has reached and snatches the cute-looking voice recorder from her hand. But before she decides to react to his actions, she remembers what Sister Ying told her Zhao Yu was to ask her for information about the Jian Wenli case, which was to not tell him anything as they decided to work on this case together. But he thought to catch the criminal of the Key Mountain Reservoirs first, which means he does not really care, and so the yellow-haired girl snatches back the voice recorder from his hand and tells him with an attitude that it is not easy to tell him about how the case is going. Zhao Yu asks her about why she is hiding information from him when both Sister Ying's and his bureaus are working together on this case, but the yellow-haired girl does not answer him and proceeds to unlock her car, saying that he can say whatever he wants directly to her captain, Sister Ying. Before she can open the car door fully, Zhao Yu smashes it in back again and traps her in there with his arm placed firmly on the door as he claims that no one else but her can give him the thing he wants right now, which makes her irritated at him, but they are interrupted by Li Bini as she questions Zhao Yu about why he stopped the girl's car. The yellow-haired girl takes her chance and gets back in the car and quickly drives off since she was angry. Li Bini, confused, asks him who she was, while he holds the voice recorder that the yellow-haired girl had in his hand since he took it out of her pocket when Li Bini distracted them, and claims how inexperienced she was to try to play with him, giving a very evil smile. After stealing the voice recorder, Zhao Yu listens to it in his car, with Lei Bini by his side, focusing on reading all of the reports she has. In the recorder, Officer Liu talks about a man who was 180 centimeters tall, and his right leg was not able to work anymore, and the fact that Jian Wenli's body had a little bit of wall plaster on her suggests that she was pushed and held against a wall before her breathing was forcefully stopped by her throat being pressed by the murderer. While the recording is playing, Zhao Yu's phone starts to ring loudly, and as soon as he picks it up, he hears Sister Ying yelling out of it in anger, demanding her voice recorder back, which hurts his ears since he has the phone too close, while Lei Bini watches in shock. He tries to be smart with her and refuses to admit that he has any voice recorder with him as he questions her about what she is talking about, but she does not get fooled and scolds him more, saying that there is no need to play dumb with her. However, she gets past him stealing the voice recorder and informs him about how Lin Meifeng's stationery shop was broken into and destroyed by someone, and Liu Pengfei's warehouse was also set on fire, which leaves Zhao Yu in complete shock. She adds that Jian Wenli's parents are already starting to storm the police with questions regarding her real killer and want to know if he has been caught yet, so she challenges Zhao Yu that if he thinks he is very skillful in this case, he should get back and solve it immediately. He replies back to her asking for all of the information she has on the Jian Wenli case, and when he is done solving the Qi Mountain Reservoir's corpse case, he will return to her and solve that case too. Zhao Yu and Lei Bini stand by a gas station where the yellow-haired girl from Sister Ying's team comes and takes back her voice recorder. When she snatches back the recorder, she tells Zhao Yu about how there are so many cliffs around this area, with a face that is both angry and full of revenge. While he eats his ice cream without caring much, she drives away with screaming remarks in a sarcastic tone that he should be careful and not lose his way around here, as he does not want to fall off a cliff, because dead bodies are hard to find in a place like this, indicating that she wants him dead and lost. Although he brushes it off as a joke, he suddenly realizes something about Officer Liu when he heard the words about not being familiar with the land here, and asks Lei Bini to quickly find out what did Yang Wentao use to do for a living. She, with her mouth filled with ice cream as well, talks about how Yang Wentao used to work in the Technology Bureau as a staff member. But what is wrong in that? So he tells her that staff members come to the site to investigate in cases, and so he might have come here as well, while resting his elbow on her shoulder. Zhao Yu then figures out that the criminal Yang Wentao hides in the reservoirs because he is familiar with the terrain around here, even though he hid the victim's corpse here. He then asks Lei Bini to check if Yang Wentao did any projects near the Qi Mountain reservoirs at his previous job, which she finds out immediately and tells him that it was the Ai Town Silver Mine Exploration Project, and that he worked on it for 3 years, making it 100% that he came to the Qi Mountain reservoirs a lot of times. She excitedly tells Zhao Yu that Ai Town is also really close to the Qi Mountain reservoirs, so he was really accurate with his thinking and correctly guessed the location. Zhao Yu then tells Lei Bini that they are going to Ai Town right now, although they had to stop at a motel at night for some rest. Lei Bini sees Zhao Yu still on his phone, so she asks him why he is still awake when it is so late, while rubbing her eyes because she is way too sleepy, so he tells her to sleep first, which she accepts without missing a beat. While Zhao Yu chews on a chicken leg, going through Yang Wentao's file again on his phone, thinking about how he might be hiding in the mines as he worked in the Silver Mines exploration case, but Zhao Yu is unable to pinpoint the exact mine as there are so many around him. Suddenly, a dog comes towards him, barking and looking hungry as saliva drops from its tongue, which drops out of its mouth. The dog also seems to be injured in its right eye, and so Zhao Yu decides to buy the dog another piece of chicken leg as well, as he did not want to share his own. He encourages the dog to eat the chicken as it gobbles it up, thinking about what the dog might even be getting to eat since it lives in the mines. The dog looks up to him with a teary eye, which makes Zhao Yu wonder if it goes out for food late at night, but hides in the day. He jokingly shows the picture of Yang Wentao to the dog, asking it how good it would be if it were to become a police dog, and continues the joke by asking the dog if it recognizes the criminal and can it help him find him. Just when Zhao Yu thinks he has been drinking a lot to be talking to a dog about this kind of stuff and laughs, the dog cheers up by looking at picture and starts running towards the forest and starts barking, telling Zhao Yu to follow it, which he does as he cannot believe that the dog can actually find people. The dog and Zhao Yu run as fast as they can and get deep into the forest, leaving him exhausted as he catches his breath. But as soon as he thinks that Yang Wentao might be here, The dog starts barking at its own piece of poop, which leaves Zhao Yu completely annoyed at the fact that a dog can never break its bad habits. However, he suddenly hears a sound of a metal hitting a tree, and when he looks at the way of where the sound came from and points his mobile flashlights, he finds a man running in the opposite direction with the half-closed handcuffs jiggling around him, which Zhao Yu notices as he remembered Lai Bini telling him that the criminal that escaped with the handcuffs half-closed, as he was a Parker athlete in the Key Mountain reservoirs. Zhao Yu gets excited to have finally found the murderer Yang Wentao and decides to not let him get away as he prepares for a chase in the dark forest as the moon shines behind him. As he continues to chase the criminal Yang Wentao through the dark forest with nothing but his mobile flashlight as a way to see in the pitch-black forest, Zhao Yu expresses his frustrations about the current situation, but keeps on running so that he might not lose the track of Yang Wentao. He realizes that Yang Wentao is a criminal that is a Parker athlete and is also familiar with the land of this place, and regretfully admits that he just cannot catch the criminal as it is painfully dark in the forest, as he slows down due to exhaustion and hopeless running. However, he suddenly realizes that he has the happy encounter system to use at his disposal and asks himself that is there a better time to use this system than now, and so he picks out the hidden night vision glasses and the telescope from the items he received from the system over the many missions he has completed and uses them immediately. As he can finally see clearly, he gets excited and starts to scan the area to find Yang Wentao, and after looking around a little, he is able to find the mining cave very clearly and easily, and zooms in using the telescope to see Yang Wentao run into it as well, who looks back at him as well and gets shocked to see he caught up to him. Although he reaches the cave very easily using the powers of the items he got from the system, he still starts to get pretty tired as he takes very big breaths and sweat starts to drip from his face, which he keeps on wiping, and so finally shows his frustration, wondering where Yang Wentao actually went. He suddenly hears a bark from behind him, and it is the same dog that he fed a while earlier, which surprises him a little, but then he starts to follow the dog as it excitedly leads Zhao Yu in the cave, since it is the only one he can trust to find Yang Wentao. To his surprise, he actually catches up to Yang Wentao as his handcuffs hit the cave walls and make clicking sounds through the echoes in there as well, but it gets even more exhausting for Zhao Yu since he has been running for so long, and so he shouts at Yang Wentao to stop running away from him, but the chase continues. Since he is close enough now, Zhao Yu jumps and covers the distance between them, and kicks Yang Wentao in the back, knocking him down on the ground as his flashlights gets out of his hands and falls to the floor. Zhao Yu then grabs Yang Wentao's hands and puts him in the same elbow press he used back in the training grounds against Sister Yang, and challenges Yang Wentao to try and escape from him now. Though it is no trouble for Yang Wentao as he slips a pocket knife in his other hand through his sleeves and swings it directly at Zhao Yu's face, who is able to dodge the first swing very narrowly as it goes from right under his nose, but is met with another quick swing of the blade which gets very, very close to stabbing him in the eye, but he somehow manages to turn his face right at the exact moment and avoids suffering a very serious injury, with escaping by sacrificing a few strands of his hair. Zhao Yu drops down to the floor as he was unable to find his balance, and Yang Wentao uses this opportunity to escape as quickly as he can. As he runs away into another entrance of the cave that leads to somewhere with more moonlight, Zhao Yu looks back at him in serious anger, with revealing that he got scratched right under his eye, on his cheek. He grits his teeth and starts the tiresome chase yet again, with both of them now taking deep breaths due to exhaustion. The place where they both are running is very narrow, but a wall comes up in front of them that only has a small opening in it in the shape of a triangle, which Yang Wentao immediately jumps in as he is already familiar with this place and knew the right timing to quickly get in. However, Zhao Yu watches him go in and stops in his place and thinks about if he should go into the tiny hole as well, while Yang Wentao waits for him to come inside and prepares his pocket knife to attack Zhao Yu the moment he enters, with no chance to counter. Yang Wentao expects Zhao Yu to enter from the same small triangular entrance he got into the wall from, and waits to stab him as soon as he does, to escape. However, as he waits for a while, he gets confused about not being able to hear any noises from the outside and wonders when Zhao Yu went, when suddenly the wooden wall from beside him gets knocked over into many pieces, causing him to try and dodge them to avoid getting hurt, while being completely clueless about how it happened. Turns out it was Zhao Yu who knocked the wooden wall into pieces by kicking it down very easily, as he even got his hands in his pockets and laughs at Yang Wentao as he mocks him by asking him about who does he think he is, trying to outsmart him that easily. Due to getting knocked down when he tried to dodge the wall, Yang Wentao drops his pocket knife on the ground, and so he tries to grab it before Zhao Yu comes any closer to attack him, but is completely blindsided by Zhao Yu, who sees Yang Wentao reaching for the knife once again, and so he uses his fingers in anger and shoves them right into Yang Wentao's nose through its holes, and pushes them so deep into his nose that the fingers are able to stab the insides of his nose and give him internal damage. As he removes his fingers from Yang Wentao's nose, blood comes rushing out of it like two big waterfalls, and Yang Wentao goes crashing into the wall of the cave, putting a very big crack in it, and falls senseless onto the ground. However, right after he takes out Yang Wentao, Zhao Yu starts to feel a little dizzy, which he thinks is happening because of him running and fighting for so long tonight, from the motel he stayed in, to the forest, and now the cave. Though when he sees the dart barking from a little far away, and not joining him on the other side of the wooden wall, he gets a screen pop up in front of him from the Happy Encounter system, telling him that it has found carbon dioxide to be higher than normal in the air in this area, and it is very dangerous for Zhao Yu to stay here, so he should just leave this area. He then realizes that he expected this to be the case because he was tired and he needed to catch his breath, but he could not get enough oxygen to be able to relax. He handcuffs Yang Wentao using the already locked handcuffs on his hands, and drags him along with him to another area as he needs to get out of here to get proper oxygen. But as he starts to leave the area, he notices a bag hidden between the rock wall of the cave and wonders what it is full of. He takes the bag and takes it with him, while dragging Yang Wentao with him to another area where he finally finds enough oxygen and the air quality is good. He then sits with his back against the wall, and besides him is Yang Wentao, who he left in a sitting position but still knocked out of his sense, and the dog who angrily growls at the murderer. Zhao Yu checks his phone as it is now an hour past midnight, and he has no signal in his phone in the area he is sitting at due to it being way too deep and underground, so he decides to figure out a way to get out of this place very quickly. He then releases of a breath of relief as he realizes he has the hidden locator item and the signal strengtheners with him, given by the Happy Encounter system, and uses them to call Peng Sin and send him his location inside the cave, which would normally be not possible. Upon hearing his situation, Peng Sin informs Zhao Yu that they will come and pick him up in 2 hours, and then the call cuts. Zhao Yu then looks at the random bag he found earlier, hidden in the place where he was having trouble breathing. He opens the zipper on the back as he thinks the bag is filled to the max, seeing how it was able to stand straight up looking like a box. Turns out the bag was full of money, but not any money. They were really old banknotes that were used many years ago, so they might just be worth much more than what they once were. He guesses that the entire amount of this money must be more than 100,000, so why would it be stored away in an abandoned mine like this, and that too this deep? After waiting for a while, Peng Sin and the other policemen reach and get Zhao Yu and Yang Wentao out of the cave. They finally arrest Yang Wentao and take him to the police car, while Zhao Yu walks towards his own car with a picture he took in the cave just now, which is of him and Yang Wentao handcuffed to each other, and Yang Wentao knocked out while Zhao Yu makes a peace sign with a huge smile, indicating that he caught the criminal. The two police officers who were taking Yang Wentao to the car talk amongst each other about how Zhao Yu was able to catch Yang Wentao in the east side, when the civilian who reported the police clearly said that she saw him going towards the west. They also praise how Zhao Yu was given the task to stay at the south side of the Key Mountain reservoirs, but he managed to somehow find out about Yang Wentao being in the mines and caught him there. As they continue praising Zhao Yu and his incredible ability as a detective to catch criminals, he tells them that Lei Bini is at the Y Motel, sleeping in room number 211, and so they should go and pick her up, since he needs to go and take a rest due to being very tired, leaving before them. The police officer accepts the order with stars in his eyes as he is very impressed by Zhao Yu. When Zhao Yu is about to enter his car, the dog that has been chasing him around all night comes and sits by him, giving a very sad bark and look towards him, which is able to get through to his stone-cold heart as he accepts that he will take the dog with him and lets it in his car. The dog gets really excited and gives a cheerful bark, and Zhao Yu admits that he lost to its charms in a happy way. After driving through a very long journey back home, Zhao Yu gets extremely tired as he slowly walks up the stairs of his building to get to his room and receives a hidden X-ray device from the Happy Encounter system. but he can only use it for 10 minutes. After receiving another item, he remembers how the items he used today in the mission were extremely useful, as without them, he lost both his way and the criminal Yang Wentao in that very dark forest. He reaches the floor where his room is, but sees that the door is already opened and the light turned on, so the dog enters the room before him and starts sniffing a shoe that belongs to a girl, which makes Zhao Yu confused. As he enters his room, he finds a pink-haired girl on the floor of his room, with dangerous wounds all over her, and she either sleeps or lies there senseless, which leaves Zhao Yu in complete shock. The girl wakes up because of the smell of the dog that Zhao Yu brought with himself from the mines, and complains about how bad the smell is to breathe in as she opens up her eyes slowly. The moment she realizes that a dog is breathing so close to her, she gets Jumo scared by the sight and screams V loudly in horror. So Zhao Yu stops her from screaming by telling her that it is the middle of the night, so why is she sleeping in the hallway when she can just go to her room and sleep there? She regretfully tells him that she forgot her key to the door, and so she decided to wait for her roommate, Sister Han, to come as she must have the key, and so decided to just take a small nap by the door to pass the time for waiting. She tells him that she has no idea when she fell asleep, but Zhao Yu notices that the girl has a wound on her face that looks serious and wonders if someone hit her really hard, so he calls her in his room and take a break more comfortably than just to sleep in the hall of the building, which surprises her a little. After the dog, the girl, and Zhao Yu set up in the room to relax, she takes the dog to the bathroom and starts to give it a shower to clean it up, as it was getting off a very bad smell due to being so dirty. She asks Zhao Yu about the name of the dog, as she uses the shower head to wash off the soap and shampoo from the dog. However, since he did not really think up of a name for the dog, he jokingly tells her that he is named the poop-sniffing expert, which the girl misunderstands as the expert in history and literature, since both of these names are written in the same way in their language. Then the girl completes washing and cleaning the dog, which makes it really excited, and when Zhao Yu brings a towel to dry it off, he realizes the dog is actually pretty good looking after it has been cleaned off of all the mess that it had due to staying in the mines. As he is admiring it, the girl comes out of the bathroom with her clothes all wet because of showering the dog, and tells him that this dog is a Belgian Shepherd, and they are also used by T-Police as tracking dogs to find out someone or something. She tells him that she knows about all of this stuff because her family is really an expert in the field of growing and having dogs breed, so she has also grown up by living in a dog farm in her childhood. Zhao Yu then further asks her about how old this dog is, so she guessed that it is at least 2 or 3 years old, while she gets a banana from his items he brought with himself. They hear a knock on the door, so the girl runs to open, and it is her roommate, Sister Han, who asks her how did she even end up in someone else's room when she should have the key to get in. And because she heard her voice in the other room, she came to check up on what she was doing. But as she looks closely and notices that the situation seems weird as her clothes are all wet as she eats a banana, and Zhao Yu plays with the dog. She gets embarrassed to realize what was going on there, and so storms back to her room after shouting at them, which makes her roommate run behind her as well, assuring her that she is misunderstanding the situation and she only got wet because she was giving the dog a bath, which has nothing to do with Zhao Yu. When both of the girls leave, Zhao Yu looks at the dog and tells it that he has no bad intentions towards the girl, making it clear in case even the dog misunderstood, but it just barks in agreement. In the next day, at a hot pot restaurant with Li Bini, and she expresses her amazement at how she has still yet to write a report about the FM slaughter case involving Liu Pengfei and Lin Maifeng. But he has already solved the Key Mountain Reservoir's corpse case, adding up to her work and reports. She complains that even if she typed at a much higher speed than she currently is, she is going to get marks on her hands and still not be able to catch up to the speed Zhao Yu solves crimes. She then informs him that Group B got a new assistant at the office, so Team B leader Q Ping has asked her to help and train the new assistants. As he pours her a drink over the meal they are having, he asks her as Team B was able to solve their nursing home burglary case, which she tells him that they did by finding out that it was an inside job, done by a security guard positioned over there as he had wanted to get his hands on the $1 million donation that was being kept in the nursery's director's office. While they talk about cases, Lei Bini looks at the other customers leaving because of some guys that appear to be some sort of gangsters as they find their behavior and disrespect in the diner to be disturbing, and call out the bunch of those gangsters who eat here because the owner of this hot pot restaurant got on their bad side, so the customers decide not to eat here in the future. Lai Bini then continues to talk about the nursing home burglary case, in which she tells Zhao Yu that the security guard changed the angles of their security camera in the nursing home to avoid appearing in them while he commits the crime, and then hid the money after stealing it in the cellar of the nursing home. Zhao Yu curiously asks her about how did he manage to get in, so she tells him that because there was no record of the previous suspect they had locked up, Team B leader Q Ping figured out that it must have been done by someone who was already present in the nursing home, and so they decided to ask questions to the many security guards one by one. However, when they reached the security guard, who was later found to be the culprit behind the burglary, they found out that he has several new keys with him that clearly showed them that he made copies of the original keys that were used in the nursing home. She explains that those keys let the security guard enter the deputy's office without breaking in, the monitor room that lets him keep track of the security cameras, and also gives access to the cellar where he hid the money. As soon as they investigated using that as a lead, Team B was easily able to solve the case. As Zhao Yu thinks about the multiple fake keys the security guard made to just a short while ago, sipping on his drink, the gangsters create a fuss in the background by disturbing the owner of restaurant and customers by telling people to leave as they have eaten enough, and telling the owner to sell his restaurant to them. But he rejects the offer as he tells them that he has already talked to their boss about it, and will not sell since this restaurant has been in his family from very old times, and asks them to just leave. This makes one of them angry as they tell him that they are also his customers, while the other gangster tells one of the customers to leave as he has had enough to eat already. The customer who is being screamed on very calmly asks the gangsters about what to do if he is not done eating yet, while taking another bite of his meal, which makes the gangsters extremely angry as he picks up the beer bottle on the table, breaks it in half, and aims the sharp edges of the broken glass bottle towards the face of the customer, telling him to get out this instant as he would be dumb not to, while the other gangsters tell him to stop talking to the customer and get on with it. The gangster reaches his boiling point and starts to swing the broken glass bottle in his hand towards the customer, who gets shocked about what is about to happen to him. At the same time this is happening in the hot pot restaurant in the R branch of the police department, Branch Chief informs everyone present there that the Section Chief Su Chang has come to their branch to finish some very important work given to him by the ministry, and so they all are expected to help and work with him for a few months by cooperating fully. Sister Xin asks around for Zhao Yu as she remembers that the Section Chief Su Chang previously said that he needs to meet him, so one of the workers tells her that he has gone out with Lei Bini right now, while the people at the R branch gossip about such an important person like Section Chief Su Chang coming to their little department, and does he think that people are scared of him because of his looks. But one of the ladies tells them that she is not so sure about the Section Chief Su Chang being scary, but she has heard that he is very tall, has a very red-looking skin, and always feels like he is drunk. Meanwhile, at the hot pot restaurant, the customer that the gangsters were disturbing appears to be the Section Chief Su Chang as he matches the description of what the lady just told, but suddenly, the gangster with the broken glass bottle gets attacked by very hot food that was thrown from behind him. As he gets hurt by the hot food, the Section Chief Su Chang is surprised to see who did that, and sees Zhao Yu standing there with his chopsticks in the air. As everyone turns back to him, he threatens the gangster that if he wants to eat, then he should do so quietly and respectfully, but it looks like he does not want to eat, so he should get out of there right this instant. As Zhao Yu threatens the gangster to eat if he wants to in this restaurant, or else he should just get out of there without causing such disturbance for others, also giving him a third choice, which is to sit in a jail cell in the police station if he does not stop. The gangster gets scared upon hearing that Zhao Yu is a police officer, and then decides to quickly run away from the restaurant with the rest of his gang members following him out immediately. And Zhao Yu gets back to his meal complaining about how noisy the gang members were, but is then again disturbed during his meal when Lai Bin gets off the phone with someone and informs him that the team back at the R branch is about to greet the section chief that was sent by the ministry. So they all are calling both her and him back to join in on the greetings. Zhao Yu is left frozen at his place as he was just about to put another bite of the delicious food in his mouth, while the section chief Su Chang looks at him and lets out a little laugh. Later, back at the R branch, the section chief Su Chang is thanked by the branch chief for giving a speech to the police department, and if he needs anything at all from any of their departments, the section chief will be provided help as much as possible with no issues, to which everyone else agrees, and that makes the section chief Su Chang happy. He then proceeds to ask about Zhao Yu, the officer who has managed to solve a few of the big cases on his own, and he is not aware of who he actually is, but then turns around to see Zhao Yu talking on the phone about the Jian Wenli case to someone and asks them to find out who made the fake keys to her house before her murder. Zhao Yu notices the section chief Su Chang approaching him and introduces himself to Zhao Yu by telling him that he just transferred here and now they will be working together for a while. The crowd gathered around them in the police station see this and get surprised about how Zhao Yu knows the provincial leader and whether he has some connections in the province, while Zhao Yu shakes hand with the section chief Su Chang very casually with a clever smile as he recognizes him from the restaurant. They both offer each other to a dinner at a restaurant, with the chief's reasoning that Zhao Yu saved his face from getting damaged earlier by sending off the gangsters in the restaurant, while Zhao Yu tells him that it was no big deal for him and that he should give him a party as a welcome gift to the branch. People continue to stare at them and gossip about how exactly does the two of them know each other, and what is more surprising is the fact that Section Chief Su Yang was the first one to offer a dinner treat to Zhao Yu, and then they all just let a sigh of relief out as they are glad to have never angered or offended the King of Hell, Zhao Yu, because the Major Crimes Department is filled with too many high-level people. Zhao Yu then decides to go home for the day, but as he is walking up the stairs to reach his room, he notices that a few men are kicking at the door of his neighbors Hua Hua and her roommate, so he stays and observes what is happening. He sees that the men, one of them named Hong Jitao, screaming at the ladies who are locked in their room to come out and accept the proposal of his master Hong, who is the cat guy standing behind them, and that she is lucky to have such a blessing bestowed upon her, which she would not even receive if she were to live 8 lives, while the girl from inside shouts while crying that he already has beaten her roommate very badly, so does he even need to bother them again, questioning his humanity. Zhao Yu gets mad knowing the fact that these are the people who hit and injured Hua Hua and then decides to play around with the bunch of them, not caring who they are while he finishes his juice box. He gets up close to them and introduces himself as Brother Tianba and asks about who they all might be, so the thug named Hong Jitao introduces his fat and big brother Hong, saying how he is the master of Street C, while the other thug mocks Zhao Yu about him being some very unknown person that is why he has never hears of him. Zhao Yu, still pretending to be Brother Tianba, tries to get them mad by saying how he did not expect Brother Hong himself to pay him a visit, as he heard that the largest bar on the C Street has been serving the best quality goods and not even Brother Hong has control over them, which Hong Jitao immediately denies, labeling it a lie as he claims that Brother Hong has everything managed by him. After he gets them to admit to selling best quality goods at the bar and secretly records them admitting it, he pauses it and plays along with them as he pretends to be convinced that Brother Hong really is the best around. However, he puts an evil smile on his face and then challenges them to a fight, with the condition that if he is able to beat up Brother Hong to the point that all of his limbs are unable to work anymore, the name of Brother Tainbo will spread all around the area instead and cracks his knuckles. Meanwhile, the girls trapped inside their rooms are listening to what is happening outside their room when they hear a lot of fighting going on with sounds punching and kicking, and men screaming in pain. But when the noises quiet down, they ask each other if whether the thugs left, and hesitatingly opens the door to check. They stare speechlessly as they see Zhao Yu sitting on the senseless body of Brother Hong as he sends the recording he just collected about the thugs admitting that they sell banned products in the restaurant on C Street, and so the police will be here to arrest these thugs anytime now. He smiles happily as he knows that selling such illegal goods that are not allowed to be sold anywhere and making women do questionable things for their own pleasure will make him go to jail for the rest of his life. Hua Hua and her roommate expresses their happiness and thank Zhao Yu for helping them get rid of these thugs that were threatening them and abusing them. But while they are in the middle of expressing their gratitude, he stops them and tells them that he did not help them for nothing in return and demands them to go and clean themselves up by going inside again and then come to his house to reward him with some special services, while giving a very evil smile which makes them feel terrified thinking about what he will make them do. Meanwhile, on the stairs up, Xiaoqing and Sister Ying walk up to where the thugs were just arrested by the police, and Xiaoqing leads Sister Ying to Zhao Yu's room as she was looking for him. But Xiaoqing is relieved to know that she is not here to investigate something, since what she does is also illegal and can get her in trouble. However, when they reach Zhao Yu's door, which is already open for some reason, Sister Ying enters to see a very disgusting sight, which is him getting a massage and enjoying it when the two ladies he is getting it from just went through a very horrible incident with the thugs, as they look annoyed doing it as well. As Sister Ying enters the room and sees Zhao Yu shamelessly receiving massage from the victims of bullying he stopped before, and so he absolutely freaks out when he sees her watching him enjoy it, and asks her why is she even at his house, as she looks at him in embarrassment mixed with anger. She tells him that the only reason she is here is to call him to the sub-bureau as they were going to solve the case of Jeon Wenli's murder, and she has already spoken to his leader, so he has permission to come with her as well, but he seems to be busy indulging in other activities other than taking the case seriously, pointing out the obvious with both Hua Hua and her roommate happily leaning on him, almost proud of the fact of what they are doing. Though he quickly denies this fairly easily, and changes into his work clothes very quickly, pretending he was not really doing anything that kept him from working in the case, which annoys Sister Ying as they then go to the station to finally work. As they are walking down the many flights of stairs, Zhao Yu sneaks a peek towards Sister Ying and thinks that she seems more and more beautiful to him when seeing her after a while, and that gets him a little shy, but of course reverts back to his dirty thinking about using his hidden X-ray vision device in an unethical way. But his thoughts are disturbed as Sister Ying notices him staring at her and irritatingly asks him about it, so he brushes it off as nothing, since he does not want her to know that he finds her attractive after their history of hating each other, and changes his answer that he was thinking about Lin Meifeng's sentence in prison for being falsely accused of murder of Jeon Wenli, as the real murderer has now been caught. She tells him that the murder had already happened, but Lin Meifeng did do some damage, so now it is up to the higher-ups and how they are going to handle this case, as she and him sit in the car. She adds that her husband has hired the best lawyer he could to defend her in this case, and she is sure that it will work out for the better for her. Over dinner, Zhao Yu teases Sister Ying by giving her a whole piece of ginger to eat as he mocks her that she needs to increase the vitamins in her body, while she ignores him and continues to eat her own meal. Though the people in the background talk about how the killer of Jeon Wenli, Mi Ajin, has a disability in his right foot, making it hard to walk, and lives in the same village where Jeon Wenli used to live. Someone else then adds that the killer's brother also works at Jeon Wenli's clothing store, as he already knew that Jeon Wenli's family has a lot of money. They continue talking about the smaller brother, that he recognized the fact that the person who had asked him to make a fake key was none other than Jeon Wenli's husband, Liu Pengfei, and so he made an extra copy of their house key for himself. That smaller brother also hears that Jeon Wenli and Liu Pengfei were going to go and check their stock in the factory about their clothing store, and so decided to steal some valuable materials at night while they were gone. Sister Ying takes her revenge and throws a fully eaten fish skeleton on Zhao Yu's place so that he stops shoving the ginger at her, while the people in the background continue to talk about the case. Mia Jin did not realize that Liu Pengfei would make Jeon Wenli stay back at home instead of going to the factory to check her storage, as he had planned for Lin Meifeng to kill her. But Mi Ajin did not know that, and so when he reached her home and unlocked the door using his fake key, he found Jeon Wenli at home, unexpectedly. So to avoid getting jailed for breaking into her house, he grabbed Jeon Wenli and strangled her to death by choking her neck, and then laid her back onto the bed as if no one was there. But the burglary in that room was later explained when they caught him years later. Lin Meifeng did nothing and just stabbed an already dead woman multiple times, and even closed her eyes so she did not actually know about Jeon Wenli already being dead. A team member approaches Zhao Yu and asks him in secret about how he actually figured out the fact that this case had something to do with someone making a fake key to get into Jeon Wenli's house. He then tells him that Lin Meifeng already told them that the door was locked when she got there, so how can the murderer go into the room without breaking in some other way, which is what gave away that he must have created a fake key to enter without actually damaging the property, which led to Zhao Yu suspecting the keymaker that is an expert in making fake keys, which impresses the simpleton policeman present there that Zhao Yu is able to pick on such small details. Sister Ying gets jealous of the attention he is getting and acting all cool, so she tells them all that Officer Zhao Yu is very cool-headed and creative who can think up of ways very quickly, as she takes another bite acting like she does not care, but still praises him for having these good qualities that are important for a detective. Zhao Yu thanks her for the compliments, but then she decides to play with him and tells everyone present there that she saw him with his two girlfriends when she went to his home to pick him up for this dinner they are having, and adds details that one was rubbing his chest while the other took care of his legs, which makes Zhao Yu confused as he wonders if she is praising him or hurting, while the other policemen are amazed at him. He then counters by praising Sister Ying as she is an amazing martial artist and is very brave in these cases, and tells them all that when he was about to lose the fight against her since she beat him up pretty bad, he had no option but to bite her behind to escape. But as he is about to finish his story, she jumps up in anger and stops him by screaming his name very loudly in embarrassment. She kicks him out of the restaurant, literally, and claims that she does not want to see him ever again, which annoys him as she states that she is the one who started this embarrassing conversation, so she should be able to handle when someone calls her out as well. As he walks down the road, he tries calling for a car service but is unable to get one, so he blames it on Sister Ying, comparing her to a novel character, Miao Renfeng, who was also a great martial artist, as she was the one who chose such a faraway place to eat and celebrate. He does not understand what her problem is with him, as she just kicked him out and told him to never come in front of her again, completely missing that she was flustered when he mentioned such an embarrassing thing about her. As he struggles to get a ride, he looks at the sidewalk where two guys sit by a shop and drink cheerfully, so he decides to play with them with an evil intent, calling them his helpers. Later, when Sister Ying comes out of the restaurant to get to her car, she finds the drinker Zhao Yu saw on the sidewalk, dirtying her car tire by performing an obscene act on it, so she leaps over to him and kicks him in the head, asking if he is looking to die for doing something so disgusting, making the dude spit out all of his saliva. As Sister Ying runs behind the drinker to punish him even more, the drinker's friend tells Zhao Yu that his girlfriend is really crazy, while Zhao Yu laughs as he got his revenge. Moments before the drunker ruined Sister Ying's car, Zhao Yu pretended to be a drunk and asked the two of them to help him dirty her car as she treated him very harshly, and so she needs to be taught a lesson, so she changes her way. The drunks first tell him that he is wrong to come to them and they will not be helping him, but when he offers them $500 if they complete the task of helping him, so one of the two drunks accept the money as they will be able to pay the fine for dirtying someone's car, while the other figures that Zhao Yu is probably drunk as well to suggest something like this, though they agreed to do it anyways as they were looking for something like this already. And so one of them approaches the car, looks around to see if someone is watching him do it, and continues with the task he was given by Zhao Yu, but unfortunately gets caught by Sister Ying as she comes out of the restaurant at the exact time as he starts to do the deed. As she then proceeds to beat him up and punish him until her car is cleaned again by him doing it, while the drunk screams about why a girl is hitting people and asks her to respectfully stop, even though he is drunk and getting hit by her continuously, and his friends tries to break it apart, but Zhao Yu is having the time of his life laughing at them since he got his revenge on her for kicking him out. He suddenly hears a person screaming from a shop near him about why old Gao is shouting and asks another person to go and check up on him and what he is doing. Zhao Yu sees the room and notices that there are some things there that does not seem right to be put in a shop like this, and thinks if these guys are smugglers who bring in products illegally and trade them in the market, but is irritated about the fact that there are way too many of them around here. He realizes that they all are friends of the drunks he just got beat up by Sister Ying, and thinks that it is over for her as there are too many to fight alone, as he hides behind a car to avoid getting caught. He decides to go into the crowd of thugs and help Sister Ying fight them off, but as he enters the center of the circle with much struggle due to there being too many people, he finds her kicking people out very easily as the crowd cheers her on, amazed by her ability to fight. However, as she sits down after defeating another one of them, catching her breath, a thug with a wooden stool approaches from behind her and charges it to attack her from the behind, when he is knocked out by a flying kick from Zhao Yu, knocking the stool in the air as the thug falls to the ground. Sister Ying sees this, and as she realizes that Zhao Yu is helping her, she feels a sort of attraction to him as she likes it, but continues to fight the countless thugs that keep coming towards them, and avoids the punch of one of them, and strikes him right in the center of his face with her knee. But the thug manages to strike back regardless of him being hurt, forcing both Sister Ying and Zhao Yu to gather at the center with their backs against each other's, frustrated to be in such a situation. However, when their backs touch, she instinctively attacks his face with her elbow but quickly apologizes to him as she embarrassingly admits that she thought of him as another one of the thugs. Thinking very little of it, Sister Ying starts to fight the thugs again, but as Zhao Yu recovers from the pain he just felt by her elbow, he gets angry that she is hitting him again despite them getting past that already, and decides to completely defeat her this time around as he one-punches the thug that comes from behind him, slowly walking towards her. He continues to walk towards her with heavy steps, being completely angry as she finishes the last of the thugs by fighting them off through her incredible martial arts skills. When she is done with them, Zhao Yu grabs her shoulder and forcefully spins her around to face him, which shocks her as she thinks it is another enemy, but is completely caught off guard when he holds her and kisses her sincerely, leaving her completely surprised about what just happened, but not resisting him at all. Has Zhao Yu kissed her amidst such a big fight? She is initially surprised by what he suddenly decided to do, but then she starts to like it, giving a very kind and soft expression when she is usually so stern and serious. But as a few moments pass slowly, she pushes him away upon realizing what happened, and curses him for doing what he did out of the blue while being all flustered about it as well. Zhao Yu gets shoved back and tries to find his balance, and stands with his back against a car, but with a very weak posture, when suddenly the policemen from the restaurant come running towards them, surprised about what happened at that place. One of them tell them that a lot of people are knocked over on the floor, and he might have seen Zhao Yu kiss Sister Ying, as both of them stand there speechless and motionless. Zhao Yu leans back on the car and commands the policemen to arrest all of these people that are lying in the floor, as they are smugglers who were involved in dealings of illegal products brought into the country through illegal means. Everyone accepts his command firmly as he leads all of them to the room where the smugglers have hidden their stuff, leaving Sister Yin behind as she frustratingly bites her lips, calling him a madman for doing something like this out of nowhere, but then later covering her mouth, being shy about it. Later, before he gets to the shower, Zhao Yu punches the bathroom wall on anger as he stands in front of the mirror in there, regretting the fact that he was too careless back when he kissed Sister Ying, since they were in the middle of a big fight and she could have been hurt by anything at that moment, which is when he decides that he will no longer fight to the death every time he gets an opportunity to let loose, carefully go about things so that he can be sure of what will happen after he does something like this again. As he gets out of the shower after cooling himself off and cleaning after a long day of fighting, he sees a message by the lady that lives with Hao Hao, Yang Hong, on his mobile, saying that the two of them will be living in house for now as they are afraid that the people working for Brother Hong will return to their house to take their revenge, and kindly apologizes for moving in without his permission. Zhao Yu gets shocked and expresses it by screaming internally, as they even moves in with all of their stuff as well, indicating that they will be here for a while now. What he is more surprised about is that the two of them moved in with such shameless clothes on, and sleep together on his bed like they own the place. However, he quickly gets over it and decides that he would like to sleep on the bed with both of them on it like this as well, and drops on it. However, later in the night, he gets kicked off from his own bed as the two ladies sleep in very complex positions, leaving no place for him on there as he rolls like a baby on the floor. The next day, at the R branch of the police department where he regularly works from, and drops a bag full of banknotes on the desk of someone he got to know of that is an expert in calculating the value of old banknotes, so he needs a proper calculated guess about their worth now. The banker accepts the task, though he asks Zhao Yu if these banknotes have numbers that come one after another so that he can recognize them as official bills, and then proceeds to count the money using his expert knowledge, and gets surprised to see that there is well over $200,000 of the yuan in the bag, which surprises Li Bini as well, as she asks if Zhao Yu hit the lottery to have such a huge amount of money on him. The banker then informs Zhao Yu that they are indeed banknotes with numbers that come after another consecutively, making their value worth over 5 times than he just counted, which makes Zhao Yu happy as he realizes that the happy encounter system wants him to be very rich, seeing how he got so much money by solving a case. The banker looks closely at the back and then questions Zhao Yu about where he actually got the money from, so Zhao Yu asks him about why he wants to know that so suddenly, which the banker replies to saying that this is ransom money, which means that it is the money someone gets when they kidnap someone and ask for money in return from the victim's family or relatives. Turns out the bag belongs to the kidnappers involved in the M major kidnapping case, and it was given to them by the family of the victim who went missing. Everyone present in the R branch gear that and starts to stare straight at Zhao Yu, since he has the money that should be with the kidnappers of the M major kidnapping case, and so the banker hesitatingly and worryingly asks Zhao Yu about what kind of connection could he possibly have with the kidnappers of the M major kidnapping case, which he sarcastically replies to by telling him to guess instead of him telling about it directly, having a very proud and confident smile on his face. 26 years ago, the education system in the M city was rather bad, so the richest families sent their kids to other cities to study as they could afford it, and hired a taxi driver named Niu Wei Guang for the only purpose to drive their kids from the city to the school. One day in their trip to the school, the daughter of the family asks Niu Wei Guang to turn on some music on the radio, but he tells her that the radio is currently broken, so why not she sing a song that she learned in her school for them as they reach their school. The daughter names the song she wants to sing Youth, while her siblings in the car all join in to sing their own songs as well. The children start to sing the song, But as soon as the lyrics progress and their journey moves ahead, the lyrics get more and more dark as the car moves fast and into the tunnel that comes in the way. At around 12 and midnight near the silver mine, a lot of police units are at the scene, looking for the place where the ransom money was found, and searches the surrounding areas for more clues about it. Loibini continues with her story that 3 days after the van disappeared, the kidnappers contacted the 5 richest families, and each of them was asked to pay $200,000 in ransom money to get their children back. But after the families paid the kidnappers the money they asked, all of them along with the victims disappeared, and it has been now 26 years now without any clues about them. Zhao Yu listens to all of this and thinks about it while smoking his cigarette. One of the policemen tells Zhao Yu that the bag he found had a similar butterfly attached to the corner of it, which was also found on one of the ransom bags they have a picture of. Zhang Jingfeng sits in the car, playing on his phone, and says that he is not sure if he is a normal person or not for finding a bag that is such a big clue for such an old case, and that too in an abandoned mine like this. Zhao Yu thinks to himself that it is the doing of the happy encounter system that he was able to find the bag with so much money, and wishes that this investigation ends like this, so that he is not under the light anymore. The other police people also think the same about this being a pointless trip, digging into an old mine. Suddenly, someone announces to everyone present there that something was found during the digging, and everyone should be at alert now, making Zhao Yu feel tense about the current situation. Back at the police station, reporters from different news outlets storm the place, questioning the branch director about fake news that the body parts of the people kidnapped 26 years ago were found at the mine, while others question about when this new information will be revealed to the general public, and that the leaders of the city bureau have also arrived at the police station. More questions keeping coming about the families of the victims paying millions to expert finders to get their children back, so the branch director told them all that the police will report to them if they find more information. But they all should just leave for now as they have nothing. Zhao Yu watches all of this happening as he walks past them, thinking about the fact that the people that were buried under the mine 26 years ago were all children. He then walks towards and enters the big hall, where they are preparing to talk about the biggest case ever in N City, which is this kidnapping case. He sees Li Bini calling him towards an empty seat beside her, and as he sits down there, the announcer continues to take about the details of the case. He tells all of the people present that 5 skeletons were found underground, and upon scanning their DNAs, it is confirmed that 4 skeletons out of the 5 of them belong to the kids named Liang Mili, who was 9 years old, Liang Shuhan, who was 12 years old, Tao Xiao, who was 11 years old, and Liu Shanghong, who was 10 years old, respectively. As for the driver Niu Weiguang, we do not know about him yet, so the scene skips to late at night. In the police station, Zhao Yu looks out the window during a full moon and recollects information about the parents of the children, which are Peng and Xin, the parents of the 11-year-old Tao Xiao, and the reason for him thinking about them is that a few hours ago, he was introduced to these parents by Sister Xin, and so was thanked by them as they cry their hearts out, because he was able to find the ransom bag that brought light to this case again, otherwise his kid would have been forgotten about after so many years. The father begs Zhao Yu to find the real culprit behind this horrible crime that he did to his little Xiao Xiao. However, in the present, Zhao Yu thinks about how the only corpse that was not found was of the 7-year-old Liang Sayestai, and if she is still alive right now, she would be 33 years old, and is he able to find her based on only the sketch a professional artist drew of her face? He walks down the hall and sees a light turned on in one of the police station's rooms, so he wonders who might still be here, and finds Ku Ping working hard on the case, as she always does by collecting all the clues she can, assembling them together, and find more clues to get closer to the answer. Zhao Yu finds her to be full of hope, but as she finds him looking at her from the side of her eye, she asks him for some advice regarding the case, but he instead tells her that he is here to learn from her, giving a suspicious smile. She ignores his comments, saying that she really does not like people like him. However, she acknowledges his skills, and cheerfully asks him to tell her about what is going in that head of his, which makes him genuinely smile as he likes her way of asking.